Yeah, welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast Live.
Hear ye.
There we go. What's going on, y'all? We got a good episode of the Format Podcast for you guys tonight. Of course, it's me, Bruce, the host of the show, and with my co-host filling in, Sneed. Got what you need. What's going on, Sneed?
Salute, brother. Glad to be here, man. Let's do this.
No doubt. Well, what's going on, everybody? We got some good topics for you tonight. Again, it's football season, but for those of you itching for a little hoops, we'll get to a little bit of that with the last topic. We'll give you a little something.
Just a touch, right?
Just a touch. But it's football season, y'all, so get ready to be bombarded with that, for the next couple of months because, well, it's the number one sport in America. Football is king. But
it's going to be like that till February, bro. Come on, let's be honest. January's, playoffs and then Super Bowl time,
And I love it. Oh, my gosh. College football, pro football. Hell, if we get somebody in here who wants to talk high school football, we can do that. It's all
Yo, Bruce,
good.
I got to ask you, bro. So what's your story with sports, right? Like my story is I loved hoops as a kid, like very, very young.
Me too.
And then they took the Browns from me. So I really had nowhere to go but focus on hoops and then the Cleveland Indians at the time, but they became the Guardians. So I had to fall back in love with the NFL again. And the way I did it was through fantasy sports, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Huh. Yeah. So me, man, I grew up kind of like I wasn't into sports that much when I was super young. Like I remember watching it, as a kid, grade school kid, but I really started getting into sports probably around like 7th, 8th grade, like really getting into it. And I was just like, I watched football and I liked football, but I was in love with basketball. Like, NBA action is fantastic. NBA on NBC. That's why, you guys
era, right? That was the era.
Yeah. Loved it so much, Michael Jordan and Dream and all those guys. It was fantastic. Now, like I say, I go back to Bird and waving the towel in the garden, and I remember all that. But my era was the 90s, man. And so, I really and truly, I was so in love with basketball, but I liked football too. But then it kind of got me to where when things started changing in basketball, it flipped for me. And I started loving football more, pro football, college football. I love football so much, man. I just think even though the rules in football have changed and all that too, I think it's a more pure form of competition. There's a little less drama, a little less player control and all that. You
know what it is, Bruce? It's the team construct.
Yes.
One guy can't win it.
That's right.
One guy can't pretend to win it. One guy can't set a narrative that he's going to win it. You can't do none of that.
Yeah. So,
that's
what it is for me. That's what it is for me. Real quick, let's go ahead and let's do the intro. We'll do the little spiel, then we'll come back. We'll give a shout out to the channel members and of course, my main man Nino there, and then we will get to it. If you're watching here on YouTube, make sure you go ahead, click that subscribe, that like, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept up to date whenever we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in The Format Podcast. We should come right up. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you give us a like, leave us a 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. Make sure you write it down, put it in your phone, make a note of it. The Format Podcast is live Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern. And finally, if you're really and truly enjoying the content we're delivering you, make sure you hit that join button. There's going to be exclusive content here just for you. All right, guys. All right. As Transformer says, you.
We
see you. So shout out to the channel members, numero uno. Of course, Laker Nation, host of the Be Ready Sports Podcast. And of course, y'all know, man. Y'all know by now. To be ready, you got to stay ready.
So shout out to you. Already? What?
Yeah, I'm about to shout that out. Definitely.
Dang, all right. Okay.
No doubt. Also, I want to show some love to our main man. It's Not That Serious. What's up? It's Not That Serious. Baltimore Bruce was good, bro. Was good. Hey. And of course, Chief Sid Bubba anchors away. Shout out to the boys from Annapolis. But the Army gonna be back for y'all this year. excuse me, real quick. I know I still got the bit of a raspy voice going on right now. Like Jada Kiss, ask your boys about me, raspy voice. But I'm almost on the way back, man. It takes a little longer than expected to get over pneumonia, so that is what that is. But super chat out the gate. Shout out to my main man Nino Jackson with the $9.99 super chat. Really appreciate you. Shout out to the guys. Who is the best high school running back in your state history? So does that mean the best in high school? Does that mean the guy who went on to be the best? Because
played in high school, but then became the best player.
Yeah, I don't know how to. So I'm going to answer that. The first one I thought of. First of all, I don't really have a state anymore because I've lived a lot of places, but I live in Florida now, so I'm going to go with that. And as you all know, there's a whole lot of talent in this state, and that came out of this state. But for me, I guess the easy answer would be Emmitt Smith, right? NFL all-time leading rusher from Pensacola, Florida. I think he went to Escambia High School, if I'm not mistaken, out there on the Panhandle. So that's an easy answer for me. I mean, there's a lot of other guys you could look at. You could look at Clinton Portis and Willis McGahee and Frank Gore and all these dudes. So there's a whole lot of guys you could look at that came out of this state. But I am going to go with, from the state that I live in currently, I'm going to go with Emmitt Smith. Sneed, what you got? I think I know where you're going to go by.
I mean, like went to high school in Ohio. Like I'm guessing either Keith Byers or Curtis Enos.
Oh, wow. Curtis Enos. Okay, that's big.
You know, like Nittany Lions, All-American 1997, 98, somewhere in there. I mean, very good. Really, really good. I'm not, because they played high school football in Ohio.
Right.
No, they didn't play college football in Ohio. I think maybe Keith Byers did, but Curtis didn't. There's guys who ran the ball for Ohio State that get into this conversation, right? Eddie George.
That would be the first guy I would think of, right?
Who?
Maurice Clarett.
Maurice Clarett. Is he from Ohio originally?
Yeah, he's from Ohio. He's from Youngstown, I think, right?
Youngstown. Well, then definitely he had a great couple of seasons. He's up there too. But I that's what I was wondering. Did he play high school ball in Ohio? I know he played Ohio State.
Pretty sure.
Okay. All right. So yeah. I mean, I think is Bo Jackson from Ohio?
Is he? Thought he was a Southern boy. Let's find out. Maurice Clarett is from Youngstown, Ohio. There we go.
Okay, so it's probably him.
So he's a legend.
It's probably him. Yeah, I wasn't sure about that.
Right? I don't think Bo Jackson if Bo Jackson's from Ohio, that's a tough one.
I don't know why I thought he's from Alabama.
Yeah,
you were right. I don't know why I was thinking there must be somebody else I'm thinking about.
Right.
That was like really, really good like that, but I can't think of who it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of my train of thought. But like there were great college running backs that ran for Ohio State. I mean, the list is long.
Of course. Yeah. Shout out to It's Not That Serious channel member with the $20 super chat.
Salute.
Appreciate you. It's Not That Serious, man. Thank you so much for your ongoing support, man. By the way, we got some exclusive content I'll be working on this week for you guys. Hope you all enjoyed your little gift that you received in the mail from me. That was just to show you guys some love. I really appreciate all your support. That was the Format Podcast hats, the one that you saw that Bruce had on. I sent those guys those, and
he says he got duped, bro.
He said he got duped.
He said he got duped. Yeah, you got some logos on that jersey that's on that hat. He was not happy about.
Oh wow! Okay. I got it. Fair enough. That's fair. I mean, but I don't know what I was supposed to do. Like I
can't make them a custom one you already made.
Right. That's a lot. That's a lot. You're not a channel member, Edward. You're not a channel member, but we got you though. Yeah, Edward, you're right. Down south has more football players than up top. No question about it. No question. All right. So we will go ahead and kick it off with the quick hit, Sneed, and I will start. So since I've been back, y'all, what is this, the second episode since I've been back? And I've also been neglecting it for the most part while I was gone. I have not brought up He Who Shall Not Be Named. But guess what? It's over. I can't wait anymore. I've been trying, but
not going to be able to do it.
All right, it's time. So my first quick hit, y'all. If y'all remember, I did a show a while back. Some of y'all might be newer to the channel and don't remember. And The show was called MJ Never Beat Bird. You can go look on the channel for that. The thumbnail is one of the older thumbnails is blue, but it has Mike and it has Bird, and it says MJ Never Beat Bird in the playoffs. And there's a reason why I did that, right? Because there's a lot of fake narratives out there, but I wanted to break down part of the reason why that was. Anyway, part of the reason that I did that is because I have this thing that I always say, among other things, is that all I ever have to do is sit back and wait when it comes to LeBron, and I'll be proven right. And all we hear, right? I've said for the longest that, guess what? As time goes on, you're going to start hearing all these people telling the truth about LeBron. We heard, I'm going to give a couple quick examples. We heard Mike Wilbon, legendary NBA journalist, now with ESPN, formerly of the Washington Post. He might still write periodically for the Washington Post, but he's a legendary NBA and sports journalist. And he, a few weeks back or a month or so ago, maybe 2 months, he was on ESPN and literally said, if you're gonna try to make me say that LeBron is better than Kobe, put me in my grave first. If you're telling me LeBron is better than Magic, that's garbage. So he finally, he said, okay, this is pretty much over. I got to stop the lies, right? He did. We heard K Perk get into it with LeBron because he was telling the truth about Bronny. We've seen just a number of people. We've seen Ray Allen, who was LeBron's opponent. We've seen Ray Allen, who was LeBron's teammate, who literally saved him in the finals. Another player who saved him in the finals, come out and say that LeBron James would not even be on his all-time NBA starting five. And this is a guy who played with LeBron and saw him every day for 2 years. So he knows what LeBron is and he knows what he isn't from up close, and he knows it from, across the lines, right? Ray Allen, as we know, he played with and against LeBron. He played against prime Kobe. He played against prime Michael Jordan, right? So I would say that Ray Allen has one of the best vintage points out of all these guys. The point I'm trying to make is we've heard a number of these people come out and they're all suddenly telling the truth about LeBron. So what I'm bringing up now is Austin Reeves, who's been a Kobe guy, right? Remember, he had that tweet back in 2012 saying that when he's tired, he puts his phone on LeBron mode, no rings, right? And you didn't know about that?
He said that.
Yeah, he had a tweet. And so when LeBron became his teammate, he was nervous. So he said, you know what, I'm just going to show it to him. And LeBron laughed and said, hey, I'm not worried about that. Yeah, all right, whatever. Anyway, so the point I'm making here with that is that, so then, what was it? Like a year or two ago, Austin Reeves was on wax saying, well, LeBron is the greatest player of all time. Now, all of a sudden, he's telling the truth again. I think he's on a China tour right now, and he's saying that he's got Kobe ahead of LeBron for greatest of all time. So I just thought I would bring this up once again. We're hearing guys telling the truth. Sneed, what are your thoughts on not just Austin Reeves' commentary, but the fact that, now that we're seeing LeBron has basically lost his power and he's on his way out, all of a sudden everybody feels so free to tell the truth about what it really is with this guy.
I knew what time it was when Rick Bucher came out and burned LeBron and the media.
Facts.
That was the moment in time because the small rumblings had started to happen. And my analogy is the juice ain't worth the squeeze. When you don't win, the antics aren't worth it anymore. Trying to get in line and trying to comply with whoever and appease and, pander. You don't want to stand on the wrong side of history. So you have guys like Rick Bucher, you have guys like Michael Wilbon, and then even more recently, guys like the Colin Cowherd, who have really been planting the LeBron flag.
That's a big one.
And they're always in front of cameras. They're in front of the mainstream media, these guys. That's when you knew it was time. LeBron is a great player.
Correct.
For whatever reason, it's not enough to be second best or third best to a large majority of people. Can't accept that for whatever reason. It's just not settling with him and them, his people and his promotion. I call him a promotion.
Yes.
Because LeBron's like a business within himself.
Yeah, no question about it.
So these people don't want to be on the wrong side of history. LeBron's career is done. Like there's nothing really left for him to do that's going to change anything. So
Mhm.
where you put him is where you're going to put him.
Right.
Unless somebody comes up along, and is just so much better than him in the future. But
Mhm.
I'm just looking at it from this standpoint. There's people that are getting caught right now as we speak that don't
Mhm.
have a process for how they choose the best players of all time.
Mm.
So they
Okay.
flip-flop back and forth. This is the problem, Bruce. This is what I'm talking about. If you don't have a real process, you got guys moving in and out of second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. If I
Crazy.
ask you Monday, your answer is different Friday
Yeah.
because you don't have a process. You're just like, well, today I appreciate 3-point shooting. Steph goes into my top 10. Next week,
Yeah.
ask me, I got Kareem number 2. Next week, you ask him, nope, Kobe's in front of Kareem. These are people that don't have an actual process. Look, straight up, Bruce, this is a subjective conversation. If you don't have a process, it's going to be fluid. These guys are going to change their minds all the time.
I hear you. But you know what? We could do this all night, but it's supposed to be a quick hit. So let's go ahead and leave it there, because if I really get rolling on this, it's going to happen. So let's leave it there. I just thought it was very interesting that Austin Reeves, decided he was going to tell the truth. Hey, I love truth tellers. I like to consider myself one.
But his truth changes, though.
True. But what I'll say is this, though. He had the stance that Kobe was the best from the beginning. But when LeBron became his teammate, he said, I better get with the program before this guy gets me up out of here. That's my thought.
Real? So what's
and
real?
Him going back to his original stance. That's what I believe is real.
If you say so. I don't trust these guys.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to trust the guy who had it on day 1, day 100, day 1,000.
Mm-hmm. Nah, that's fair. That's fair. Edward, what are you talking about? All right. Okay, so let's go to the second quick hit. My second quick hit is, and I didn't even know about this till right before we got on. Excuse me. Shout out to Charles from Dreamers Pro. So the NBA, CBS Sports named their NBA all quarter century team. Were you tracking that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So I guess the best players in their estimation of the last 25 years. So here we go again with the BS, right? So here's the first team. All right, I'll give you the first team first, and then we'll go through second and third, and then So first team: Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Tim Duncan, Nikola Jokic. Any issue there?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
You said that was first team?
That was the first team. That's correct.
All time.
Last 25 years, not all time.
Oh, last 25 years. Okay.
Century, correct.
Okay, carry on.
Yeah, I still have an issue, but we can get back
to
that.
All right, cool.
Yeah, the second team
but those guys are valid, though. I mean, there's nobody that's like way off.
We'll get back to it. Second team is Chris Paul, D Wade, Kevin Durant, Giannis, and Shaq. And the third team is Steve Nash, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Dirk, Dwight Howard. Overall, these lists aren't terrible. So I'll go back to the first team, which is the one I mainly take issue with.
I think I know what you're about to do. I do. I think.
So there's two.
I think you're going to address the center position.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, go ahead and address the center position.
Real quick, I'm iffy on Steph. I never know where to put him because I don't think he's a point guard. I think he's a shooting guard who is a little short.
Did they do this by like strict position, or was it guards?
No, it says point guard and shooting guard.
Okay, so we have to decipher.
Small forward, power forward, center.
So we do have to decipher. Okay, all right.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, look, I guess I'm okay with Steph being there, but I'm just on the whole, like, Steph don't seem like a point guard to me. He could play it. Like, remember Mark Jackson had him actually running point, and I was cool with it then.
And he was a fantastic point guard.
Good point guard. And I'm like, yeah, no. So that's
all right. So who you got replacing him?
I don't. That's why I'm saying it's iffy for me. I don't. Okay. I mean, we can leave him there. So obviously Kobe, right? The Mamba. There's no question about that. LeBron, no question about that. Timmy, no question about that for me.
Go ahead. Address it.
Jokic. Come on, man. Jokic
Okay,
over Shaq.
well, that's what I was gonna say. Is this would imply that they've got Joker over Shaq?
Not gonna be able to do it.
No.
Can I give you my beef with this? Why
Absolutely.
I take Shaq over Joker?
Sure.
Shaq was a better defender.
Correct.
Shaq has a complete career. Joker still has work to do.
That's true.
You know, in terms of achievement. Like, he's done well with the MVPs and the championship.
Mm-hmm.
But Shaq, I mean, he owned like a 5-year span, bro.
Yeah.
And Joker's like in that right now. So let's kind of
Mhm.
see if he ends up being like Shaq in that way.
Yeah.
You know?
And I'll tell you also, like, as great as D Wade was, we think he gets that title in 06 without Shaq? No.
No, I mean, D Wade was a fantastic player that rised for that finals. Like, he really, yeah,
no doubt. So that's my biggest issue is Jokic, man. This Jokic love is over the top for me. I can't take it, man. I can't take it. He only plays one side of the ball. He has minimal to no competition at his position. It's disgusting. But I mean, we got what we got.
it's a little exaggerated, but I get your point.
Yeah.
I get your point.
Chris Paul, D Wade, KD, Giannis, and Shaq. That's pretty solid. But again, I would put Shaq on the first team, put Jokic on the second team. I thought I saw someone in the chat say that they would take KG over Giannis. I wouldn't be mad at that. I think that could be okay. I don't think that's ridiculous.
KG over Giannis.
Because remember, KG was only, by the year 2000, he had only been in the league like 5 years. It wasn't like he was old.
KG won the MVP one time.
Yeah.
Was really consistent for a long time at a high level.
Yes.
Played in a league with Tim Duncan.
And
played in a conference with
Amari Stoudemire.
Which keeps you out of all NBA first teams, which keeps you off of DPOYs. Exactly. You know, it makes life hard, bro.
He does have a DPOY, though. He's got one. He's got a
That's what I'm saying. He would have won multiple if Tim Duncan wasn't who he was, all NBA defense first team every year.
That's right.
That's tough, bro. That's tough. Maybe in a different, like, MCU multiverse, Kevin Garnett would be like viewed like Giannis, you know? But I think all time still.
I'm not mad at Giannis.
Me neither, but I still give the edge to KG just by like that much.
So. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. I think he played in a better power forward era, and that means something to me. Competition.
I agree.
Yeah. And then that third team was Steve Nash, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Dirk Nowitzki, Dwight Howard. I'm okay with that.
See, James Harden, like, I don't know, the rules, how they officiated him was just like, it just bothers me. It just, like, this one is personal. Me personally, James Harden bothers me as this point in the NBA where, like, the traveling, the double dribbling, the foul baiting, it just drove me crazy.
Yeah, same.
As a basketball purist, so that bothers me. Steve Nash, I just don't like him, although I respect his game.
Yeah.
I don't blame him for taking 2 MVPs from Shaq or whatever. But, like, that's the media's fault. That's not Steve Nash's
from Kobe and one from Shaq, I think.
Yeah.
Or
so
like
it's not his fault. He was still great, Bruce. You know what I'm saying? But that's really it. The rest of it's good. Dwight Howard was a force for a while, man.
He was. Really, yeah, and I was never a huge fan of his, but looking back, like, he dominated with a limited offensive skill set.
DPO-wise, all NBA defenses, averaging over 20 a game, averaging 13 rebounds a game, getting to the finals, competing. He was good.
Yeah, he was. Kawhi Leonard, I think, like, for the third team, that's fine. But, man, it makes you wonder, if this guy could have stayed healthy, how good would he have been? Like, where would we be looking at him all time?
If he ends up playing like 15, 16 healthy years?
Yeah.
Like,
not
how
he an elite scorer, but a lockdown defender. He was a problem.
Okay. Who's in your top 10? He goes in there somewhere.
All time?
Yeah, if he has 16 healthy seasons.
Yeah, he can score.
He goes in there.
Defender. I'm just trying to think, like, who would I have to? That's a different discussion. Who would I have to move out to put him in there? But he would probably be bumping right up against that top 10, I think. Yeah. It's for me, and this could be my bias in terms of, you know, the time I came up with basketball. it's really hard for me to move guys into my top 10 because I can't figure who I would move out. Like a lot of times,
there's
people are like,
no
oh,
there's no argument that
10, but
Kawhi
I'm
didn't
like,
play the game right.
oh no question about it. No argument at all. No argument at all. Edward, chill, man. No, but yeah, like I said, my more difficult thing is it's not moving guys in. It's the premise of if a guy goes in, who has to come out? You got to replace somebody. And so I'm like, Mike, Magic, Bird, Kareem, Dream, Wilt, the Mr. Russell, Timmy, Kobe, Shaq. Like, who can I in good conscience pull out of that top 10?
Okay, so if he theoretically wins another ring or two, if he theoretically gets a DPOY, if he theoretically gets a scoring title, if he theoretically plays 80 games, 75 games, and he starts being in these top 10 scoring all time, top 10 in steals all time, like if you're having those conversations,
yeah.
I mean, what player played that proficiently on both sides of the ball? Look at his healthy years, how good he was.
Yeah, no, I get it. That's just tough. I don't know. But I'm glad I don't have to consider that or think about it because, it's a non-issue.
Facts.
Excuse me. All right, guys. So, you know what? Let's do something we've never done before. Let's go ahead and we got the link pinned to the top of the chat. We'll take 2 quick calls on these quick hits, especially
on the quick hits. All right, okay.
Yeah. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. I'm getting back in the flow. We'll take 2 quick calls. So go ahead, hit us up, see what you got. I want to hear what somebody has to say on this all quarter century team, or Austin Reeves and his foolishness, and now us seeing that so many people are turning on LeBron and telling the truth.
Yeah, man, it's when you don't win like you used to, when you don't move the needle like you used to,
right.
When you fizzle out in the first round.
Right. People start talking. Edward, what up, man? What you got?
Eddie.
Sneed,
What up?
what's up? What's up? The other guy that's next to you, what up?
Really? That's what we doing, huh?
Man, yo, it's been a lot. Hey, first of all, Bruce, let me just say I'm good. You're getting back. You're getting better and everything like that. And also, let me give you your flowers. Partner left.
Okay. What you got?
God rest the dead. All right. That
no doubt.
he's been spitting. Now,
You
was talking about some top 10 and all that. Now, if I move Face out of my top 5 artists and put Big L in there, would you have a problem with that?
Not at all.
See
Not
that, man? Forget you, man. See what I'm saying? Now you see what I'm Nah, we're not doing it.
You know what, Edward? No. Edward, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Big L can't pass Scarface in that. But this is not that discussion. You can't. You can't.
Okay. Yeah, but that's a good conversation though, bro. Like you gotta have that. Like when it comes to bars, talent, skill, Big L's got that, bro.
Yep.
Especially over Jay-Z. But anyway, that's not over. Let's move on. So anyway.
Yes.
Sneed, I agree with what you just said about, man, people flip-flop and all that, because Shaq did the same thing too about moving.
Ask him every month, Ed.
Yeah.
He'll have a new list for you.
So who knows? Like
Shaq's all about marketing.
Like who knows next year that he might say LeBron is right here over Kobe and God rest the dead and all that. So we wouldn't know, man. So I agree with Sneed on that. And
well, we know for a fact Shaq does it because he literally went to school for marketing. Shaq knows what he is doing when he does this. So I'd take him with a great assault.
Yeah. So that, and then I do it. I mean, like Sneed. Now this is the question for you, sir, not for Bruce. I already know Bruce answer when it comes to this guy.
Here we go.
Is steals part of defense?
Is skills part of defense?
I'm asking Sneed. Yes.
I'm saying anything.
Yes.
Is steals part of defense, right?
Yes.
Okay, so do you know that Joker was top 3 in steals last season?
Yeah.
So how does he not play defense?
I never said he didn't.
I'm talking. that they got right there next to you. That dude Calvin. That's who I'm talking to right there. That's what I'm talking to. That's who I'm talking to, bro.
Why you not? Something wrong with your back or something?
But yeah, man. I mean, yeah. So I come on, Bruce, man. You gotta
No,
get it.
Edward. I understand steals are a part of defense. I get it, but we can also. There's a lot of dudes who have gotten steals that weren't good defenders. So,
Oh
like
God, no,
you're being
man,
slick
Bruce.
with that though.
Bruce, I'm finna put a goalpost up in my man.
Edward, you're talking like he's locking people up and
I'm
ripping them
not.
for the ball. Come on, man.
No, I'm not saying that, Bruce. But sir, dog, it's part of defense, though.
All right, man, you got it. We're not gonna have this argument, man. Why don't
No,
you
no,
wrap
this
this
just
up?
quick
He's
hit.
not as good a
Quick,
defender as Shaq.
quick.
No, absolutely not. I would never say he's a good as defender as Shaq.
Hey, check this out. He's not as good a defender as me.
Man, Bruce, man, yo,
Take it there, bro.
man, you getting better, B. I mean, you've been having your soup and your tea and your thermometer, man. But
I'm
I'm
trying,
gonna let
man.
other people. Let me let other people call in and all that, but man, hey, but straight up, Bruce, man, I appreciate
Yeah.
it, man. That freestyle, he killed on that freestyle 7-minute joint.
No
Man.
doubt, man. Appreciate you.
All right, no problem.
All right,
All right, fellas.
peace.
Later,
Water.
bro.
Nino,
What's good, man?
what's good, brother? How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm conflicted. I ain't conflicted with it's my bias with Jokic and Shaq. I'm putting Shaq. But it's my bias from me seeing Shaq just really, really dominate. So I ain't gonna lie. But Jokic got them skills now. I ain't gonna lie
Mm-hmm.
to you, but I'm taking Shaq. Jason Kidd over Steve Nash and Tony Park over Steve Nash. That's just me. I might
I'm
be
good with
biased
that.
on that too.
Jason Kidd took those Nets teams to back-to-back finals. Like I'm okay with that. Absolutely.
And I got a problem with the KG disrespect. I ain't gonna say it's disrespect, but that's what I believe people wanted Bron to do. I believe that KG just sat over there in that West with with the Timberwolves now. So they wasn't just getting just them type of pieces. But
Mm-hmm.
if he would, to me, KG could do it all on the court. Man, I'm talking about leaving it on the court. That's KG, one of my favorite players. Besides AI. AI, my favorite player. And I got a problem. I mean, I want to answer that last question. See, I ain't biased. A healthy Kawhi, he right there with Bron to me. I'm talking about he might be GOAT status. I'm giving him GOAT status. Because my top 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
I talk about Bron. I got my reason for putting Bron up
But
there.
hold up, Nino. Hold up. It takes a lot for things to go right in a career. Look at how everything had to line up perfectly for MJ in the 90s to get 6 visits, to go 6-0, which everybody loves,
Right.
to get Scotty, to get the team construction, to get the coach, everything coming together for that decade. The stars had to align for him to achieve what he did. That is rare.
Do you think it was so much the stars aligning or his refusal not to achieve what he did?
I mean, it's all of it.
Okay.
It's all of it. It's the same thing with Kareem. It's the same thing with Magic. All these guys have certain things that are similar about their careers.
Mm-hmm.
The stars have to align.
Right.
And then how long those stars stay aligned is the measure of your greatness because it's the duration.
Right.
I agree.
You do something one time, nobody's respecting that, bro. You got to do things for years.
That's fair.
I'm with you on the Kawhi piece. I'm with you on that, Nino.
You got anything else,
What
Nino?
you think about? You can
Yeah, go
swap.
ahead, man.
I can swap my top 7, right? Like the
Oh,
more
in
I
terms of
watch,
moving guys
put
around?
Dream up there. Yeah. Like
Well, my
people don't know how
top 5
cold
is
Dream
pretty static.
was though.
Yeah, my top 5 is pretty static. It's the second 5 that get a little iffy for me.
Oh yeah, I respect that. But hey, shout out to you for knowing who. See if Sneed know who Chris Jackson is.
Oh, he knows. He knows.
Really, bro? Really? You want to do this? We want to go back to Mississippi? How far do we have to go back, sir?
Come on. I know I didn't have to ask that.
Should we go back to LSU? I mean, how far do you go back?
Just Chris Jackson. I'm still learning.
Okay, so the conversation then shifts into Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, so we can go there too. You know, we
There
could
we
talk
go.
about politics too.
We were talking about him earlier. That's why brought it
Yeah,
up.
yeah, oh yeah, bro. We're talking about one of the
Steph before
what
Steph.
ifs, one of the what ifs if he had a coach that actually believed in him, what he would have been.
Mm-hmm.
You know what he said, bro? You know what this man said once? If it touches anything but the net, it doesn't count.
Yeah, yeah.
Who
But
says
see,
that?
I ain't one of these youngsters that I love basketball more than I like run, right? So I always tell Bruce, it's not that the players back then couldn't do, like, we know Mike could do everything, but he was
Mm-hmm.
allowed to. It's not that players couldn't do, y'all just wasn't allowed to do.
Exactly. I try to tell people that all the time, but they don't want to hear it though.
But all right, no, Bruce, I appreciate y'all, man.
Thanks, Dino.
No
Appreciate you, bro.
spoilers.
Appreciate the call, brother.
Them towels are terrible, sir.
Yeah, no. Nino and I were discussing Mahmoud Abdul Rauf earlier today. The Steph before Steph. So, yep. All right, y'all. Let's get to it. Let's get into these topics, shall we? So, first one, we will do some college football, and where else to start with the two teams that played for the national championship last year. Shout out to Ohio State Buckeyes for bringing it home to Columbus. And both of those guys lost their quarterbacks to the NFL, and so they had to figure out what they were going to do in terms of this season and who was going to start and who was going to be the guy under center to help them to chase another championship, obviously another championship for the Buckeyes and another shot at the championship for the Irish. So we got the announcement, I want to say yesterday, that CJ Carr, grandson of Michigan legend Lloyd Carr, is now
Oh,
he was
you ready for that?
right. I forgot. So it was surprising that he committed to Notre Dame anyway, but that was a different thing.
Did you think he should have gone to Michigan?
You would have thought he would have been a Michigan legacy guy, right? But
Yeah,
that's okay. I'm okay with it. He may have the most arm talent we've seen at the position in some time. But regardless, he was named the starting quarterback after a prolonged camp battle with Kenny Minchie. So that should be interesting. And for the Ohio State Buckeyes, we have, I think, redshirt freshman Julian Sayin. And he is also a guy who is reputed to have some of the best arm talent to come through Columbus in a bit, at the very least since Justin Fields. But we'll see. Those receivers at Ohio State can make most guys look good. So, Sneed, what we'll do first, I actually have some sound on the quarterback selection for both of those. So we'll start with Ohio State. We'll listen to that sound, and then we will get your thoughts on it. Say again?
Who's speaking?
This was, I believe this is JD Piquel from On 3.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll hear what he has to say, and then we'll get your thoughts on it, and then we'll go over to Notre Dame.
Ohio State starting quarterback
JD
against Texas is going to be Julian Sayin. He beats out Lincoln Kienholz for the job. But Ohio State fans, what does it mean for your Buckeyes? You're not surprised by this news, but what more than likely went into Julian Sayin winning this job? And what does he have in front of him here in terms of what he has to do for Ohio State to get to where they want to go? We'll break it all down. Before we do that, though, Ohio State Buckeye fans, do us a favor. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. College football, nothing but college football. Going to talk a lot about your Buckeyes, so make sure you're locked in. What it means for me with Julian Sayin winning this job is he cut down on those quote-unquote young guy mistakes or inconsistencies enough to ultimately take this job. Because I don't think it was a situation where it's Julian Sayin until it's not. I think it was like Julian Sayin had to legitimately go out and take this job over Lincoln Kienholz. All right? What gets me excited from a Buckeye fan is now at quarterback, you have your best arm pulling the trigger. Like that was kind of the talking point all the way from beginning of spring up and through fall camp is this dude has got some special arm talent, quick release, all those things that you say. Not to say that he's got the best arm that's ever rolled through Columbus, but like you feel real good about what he is throwing the football downfield. So that was never the question. The question was always, hey, can we stack enough consistent practices together to make us feel good enough as a coaching staff to make you our guy here for when we go play Texas and beyond. So that to me is what gets me excited. He clearly has done that if he's being named the starting quarterback. I love the way this guy is wired, and I'm going to keep on saying this until I get proven it's not still a massive part of his game, or it's not still going to be impactful for him as Ohio State starting quarterback. The way that it was posed to me is that when Julian Sayin leaves Alabama after early enrolling, he's there for the spring, and Nick Saban ends up retiring, or not there for the spring, there to be there for the spring. When Nick Saban retires, the way that it was told to me is he reached out to Ohio State once he got in the portal of, no, I want to go play somewhere where I know they're going to develop quarterbacks at the highest level. I don't care who's in the room. At that time, Will Howard's in the room, Aaron Nolan's in the room, Keenholt's in the room. It's like, I don't care. I want to go to Ohio State. Therefore, will y'all have me? And they had to decide if they wanted to take him or if there was room for him or all that. And now, moving forward, he's going to be your starting quarterback. So here's my big question for Julian Sayin. Because in the Ohio State offense, it's not a matter of, okay, we'll just kind of game manage around you. Like if Jeremiah Smith is not seeing the football north of 5, I'll say this, maybe 8 times a game. If he's not seeing the ball close to double-digit times a game, that is malpractice. If they didn't feel good about Julian Sayin's ability to do that, they would not have made him the starting quarterback. So my question is, when does Julian Sayin go from being the quarterback to being the guy? Because the quarterback is the guy who's listed as number 1 on the depth chart. The guy is, okay, we respond to you. We rally around you. You set the temperature. And also, you are kind of the one who is cool in the face of all the craziness that goes on throughout a college football season.
All right, Sneed. So real quick before I get your thoughts, there was only one place I guess I really wanted to push back on this. And that was the question of him saying that Julian Sayin reached out to Ohio State because he wanted to go someplace that develops quarterbacks at the highest level. And I'm like, I don't know that that's the case. Ohio State is so elite with the run game, so elite with the O-line, so elite with the receiving core. I'm not going to be disrespectful to say I could stand behind there, but you get the point. You don't have to be the best quarterback to go back there and have great success with those guys. And if we look at it on the next level, you know, CJ Stroud is the first one in a while that was able to have, you know, some high level NFL success. So where are you with what JD Piquel had to say? Where are you with your thoughts on Sayin and what you think he may be able to do, especially when you got an opener like Texas, who some people believe has the best defense in the country and obviously has a ton of speed and a ton of weapons on their offensive side as well. It may turn into a shootout.
Everything he said was right, except that thing you mentioned. That is the only questionable piece. Everything else was spot on. Ryan Day believes that Sayin can win week 1.
Well,
Ryan Day believes that he can get the ball to Jeremiah Smith under any and all circumstances.
Right.
You see that's what this is about. This is about the weapon that is going to most enable huge game-breaking plays from Jeremiah Smith, which are going to be bombs down the field, which are going to be quick slants to get him the ball in space, right? Depending on whatever the calls are.
Of course.
He believes in him being able to do those things. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens week 1. Yeah. Ohio State can lose weight week 1, and Ryan Day can still believe in Sayin.
Absolutely.
And Julian Sayin. He can still believe in him if he makes certain plays at certain times. Now, if he implodes, there's a lot to work on. And some people may doubt Sayin. But Ryan Day clearly feels like the upside is immense. And that's going to be the guy to take him into the national championship playoff run at the end in December and January.
You know what? Maybe he's thinking, look, we believe in this guy. Even if he comes up short in the opener, this is not like it used to be where that could be your season, right? This is an opportunity. We throw him in the fire early.
Come do it. We saw Ohio State win it. They lost to Michigan and still won.
Exactly. Yeah. Let me ask you this, Sneed. I'm an old school guy. I'm always looking at the ground and pound game. And if you notice, I love teams that play football that way. What is your running back room looking like? Obviously, Ohio State recruits that position extremely well also, but Quinshon Judkins as well as Travion Henderson are both off to the NFL. What's your running back room looking like?
The running back room is probably fine. We don't typically have running back problems. Even in the years, but you have wiggle room. You have Jeremiah Smith. And then there's guys who are really good that are your second and third receivers who nobody knows about because Jeremiah Smith is the guy.
Yeah.
They're going to be open too.
Mm-hmm.
You got to give those guys a handful of targets.
Yeah.
They're like they could be very balanced, 50-50, kind of game. They don't have to be 60-40 run game. It's if this quarterback is who you think he is, you got to throw the ball half the time. You're not running it 60%, 65% of the time. No way. I'd expect the running back room to be just fine. They're going to have a little bit more room to work with because Jeremiah Smith is on the field.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Carnell Tate, that's the second guy.
There ain't gonna be 9 in the box, bro.
I don't think you can. You can't do that against this team. You'll get destroyed over the top. Yeah. No, great point. Great point. All right. So that's Ohio State. And on the flip side, as I mentioned, CJ Carr wins the quarterback battle at Notre Dame. And that's one of the things that, not just Irish fans or Irish Nation, but college football analysts around the country have been discussing in earnest since the season ended, who is going to be Notre Dame's starting quarterback, because obviously they made an incredible run last year. And you have to wonder, as game as Riley Leonard was, as tough as he was, and as many amazing plays as he made throughout the year that, in many cases kept drives going or, literally saved games for the Irish, you wonder if you had a guy who was a better passer and who could put some more stress on defenses going downfield, how that could have, changed some things for Notre Dame. Obviously, having arguably the best running back room in the country, pretty much between them and Penn State, they're going to be able to run the football. This is a team that prides itself year in and year out on building elite offensive lines. This is a Joe Moore Award watch list offensive line already, Notre Dame. And so now the big question was, again, who's going to be the quarterback? So let's hear some thoughts from the Independent podcast featuring Notre Dame beat writer for The Athletic, Pete Sampson, and Matt Fortuna, who is a national college football beat writer as well. And by the way, if you want to go back and check, I've had Pete Sampson on the show a couple of times, so that stuff will be in the archives on this channel as well. So, but yeah, let's hear what these guys had to say, and then we'll come back and talk about that a bit as well.
Everything we've all heard was Minchie. We are not at practice. I want to make that abundantly clear. Like you got a few viewings of warm-ups, you got the first practice, but we are not at practice every day. That said, me, you, and everyone else in the media talks to a lot of people who are, and I have not heard a single soul, adjacent or otherwise, say CJ Carr has been the better quarterback in camp than Kenny Minchie. Therefore, we all expected the announcement this week to be that it was Minchie, to the point where I texted you and a few others the other night saying, what are they waiting for? It is obvious to everyone who is there. And again, we do not see this with our own two eyes, but I trust the people that do. And then we get the announcement today that it's Carr, and I was getting in the car no pun intended. Sorry, I was getting the Honda to drive home from an appointment, and I was like, "Wait, what? Did I read that right?" And yeah, that was that. I was floored, as was every single person I spoke to so far.
It will be fascinating if we ever, and we probably won't, but if we ever get like an accounting of the competition from Marcus Freeman or Mike Denbrock, and we don't talk to either of them, I think, until next week, next Tuesday. I think that's the media schedule for next week. But what got Carr over the top? What did Carr do better than Minchie? Because I think that both of us had heard that, Minchie protected the ball a little bit better. I think the run threat is kind of overstated with Minchie relative to Carr. I think they both can move. That's how the staff feels about it. And I talked to somebody super tied into this yesterday evening or yesterday afternoon, and Marcus's sort of take in private was the same thing as in public. Like, we can win with both of these guys. It's just interesting when you hear like stuff trickle out, and there's a lot of pro Minchie stuff, but I didn't really hear a whole lot of pro Carr stuff other than stuff that had happened in spring practice, this year, spring practice the year before, where he was phenomenal. And I think that's part of the reason why I felt like he was inevitable right up until about this time last week. So yeah, it's you wonder like what Carr did to separate, even if the separation is so slight, which I'm assuming that it is based on, the way Marcus Freeman talked privately and publicly over the weekend. So I don't know. What you've talked to a bunch of people. Do you have a sense of like what got Carr over the line with this?
I don't. And I think I don't want to call it a spin job, but like the line I'm sure we will get when we do hear from the involved parties is, this was not a decision to beat Miami. This was a decision to win a national championship, because I do think the upside is higher with Carr.
I agree.
I do think you beat Miami by limiting turnovers, which Carr by every single account has not done in practice to this point. The term gunslinger has gotten thrown around a lot when describing him, and that can mean a good thing and it can mean a bad thing. In this case, it has not been the most positive. But when you look at that Notre Dame defense, and I don't say this to downplay the decision to downplay either quarterback, I almost think it shouldn't matter as much as long as they protect the football and make the right reads. Again, whoever it was that's going to be starting is going to be making their first start. It's going to be an intense environment. I'm just, based on every single thing I've heard, I'm very, very surprised.
Very surprised, because I was hearing, not that I have anything inside the Notre Dame building or whatever, but just from what I was consuming, I was hearing that Minchie was probably slightly ahead, and Marcus Freeman being a defensive coach and hearing that Kenny Minchie was turning the ball over less in practice, in the quarterback competition, you would think, okay, defensive coach, he's going to lean that way in terms of protecting the football. But probably in his interactions with Mike Denbrock, the assistant, who also coached Jaden Daniels down at LSU with Brian Kelly a couple of years ago, I'm sure maybe he's hearing that they believe that they have a slightly better chance in terms of being more dynamic, pushing the ball downfield with CJ Carr under center. And also, we also got to keep in mind, we have Notre Dame has the opportunity against most teams they play, until they really prove it, that they can really stretch the field in the passing game. Most teams are going to try and put 8 in the box to stop the run game, right? This is not Ohio State, where, if you try to load up on the run, well, you're going to get decimated through the air, right? So until Notre Dame proves that they can consistently do damage to you over the top, teams are going to put more resources in terms of stopping the run, where it's Jeremiah Smith, who most people view as running back 1 in the country and a Heisman contender, and Shadarian Price, who would start for just about any other team in the country, and then Aeneas Williams coming off the bench. Like, Notre Dame's running back room is deep. So I think maybe that's something they're looking at as well. The fact that teams are going to be loading up to stop the run, maybe that helps CJ Carr get a little more easily defined reads and a little more one-on-one opportunity on the outside. So the fact that he is a gunslinger who likes to push the ball downfield, maybe that helps a little bit as well. Those are kind of my thoughts. I think he has some athleticism. He's not Riley Leonard. They said that Kenny Minchie was a little better on the ground. So maybe this affects what you can do in the quarterback designed run game, right? Which is something obviously they took great advantage of last season. We saw that. So this should be interesting. Like, it definitely was a shocker to me. But I'm just glad, as a Notre Dame fan, being transparent, that they were actually able to make this decision. And I also think that they probably got a little pressed for time, because not this week, but next Sunday night, they'll be in the standalone game nationally against Miami. So it's time they got to start preparing for that game. They couldn't let the competition go on forever. So, you have those thoughts as well. It's interesting.
I think, like, I look at this 2 ways. Well, first of all, I want to say, I don't know the people at Notre Dame to be liars like that. So I'm not saying like they're putting out a false narrative and they're faking and they were acting like it wasn't a conversation or a competition. I trust it. I actually believe it. Like, you got to start the best guy. That's the bottom line. You have to start the best player. Now they're telling you, like, we're picking him, and we're all saying, well, the guy that he beat out was likely more trustworthy.
Mm-hmm.
Trust. Trust is important when it's a brand new starter. It sounds to me like Ohio State said, we trust Sayan.
Yeah.
And then Sayan also has the upside.
Mm-hmm.
This could be an upside play too, right? Because it's like looking down towards the end of the year. But I will tell you this, Bruce. I think there is something to be said. There's something that Carr does so much better than Minchie that they're saying we're going to start this guy. And I think it's going to be the thing that they do a lot of this year. Whatever that thing is that's so much better, that's the thing they're going to be doing mostly or more often. Because like I said, they got a plan. They want to do this with the offense. It's him. It's Carr.
Mm-hmm.
If it was the other guy, they would have picked him.
Right.
So whether it's the shots down the field or it's the long throws or it's the accuracy on 20+ yard throws, they see something that they're like, we're going to be doing this a lot. And this guy seems to do it a little bit better.
Right. Yeah. I think it's going to be interesting. Like I said, I'm glad that, the decision was made and now you can get on to the game prep. You got to start it the right way.
Do you remember last year with Ohio State and Ryan Day and how he played Michigan, how he called that game? Remember there was a lot of criticism?
Yeah, they allowed Michigan to pull him into a phone booth. I think he got pulled into not coaching to his team's strength and showing that he could out-tough and out-physical Michigan and just win.
So what do you think Ryan Day is doing right now with his decision? He's afforded the flexibility of a player who is able to throw bombs.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like I think he learned his lesson.
Yeah.
Good coaches learn, bro. They make mistakes and they learn from them.
Look, I'm not going to let you force me to play the way you want me to play.
Yes.
I got all this talent. I got the Ferrari, the Maserati, whatever you want to say, and I'm going to let it go. Yeah, absolutely.
Bro, ain't nobody blocking punches with their head. You know what I'm saying? That does not make any sense. So I think he learned. I think these good coaches around college football understand the pressure to win now.
Agreed.
And I got these two guys, and there's this thing I want to do, and this guy does it better.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. We're going to leave it there. And again, for anybody that wants to offer commentary, if you look at the top of the chat, we have the link pinned. So you can go ahead and reach out to us. We'll take a quick couple calls and then we'll move it right along. But yeah, man, geez, Sneed, I love college football so much, man. You have no idea. And I think it's also so fitting that, we got this topic that features the two finalists last year, obviously the champs and the runner-ups. I think that's pretty cool. I feel really good about it. Matter of fact, week 0 is this weekend.
Right.
So we'll get to watch. Is it Iowa State? It's Iowa State.
How many games in week 0?
I don't know. Let's see.
It's not more than a few, is it?
No, it's just a few.
Yeah. I'm watching all of them.
Right. It's going to be the first time we get to watch college football in forever. So I'm going to be A-okay with that.
Last time I watched college football, my team was still standing, Bruce.
All right. Okay. That's enough of that, Sneed. I'm trying to, that's enough of that.
What was the final score of that game?
It was 34-23.
A lot of points.
Yeah. We fought our hearts out. We weren't good enough, plain and simple.
I got a lot of respect for Notre Dame, right?
Yeah, the old Notre Dame would have rolled over.
Yeah,
but we didn't go away.
Facts.
I always wonder, if Leonard Moore is on Jeremiah Smith, first team All-America or freshman All-America corner, freshman All-America wide receiver, best on best, not good on good, best on best. Does he make that catch? Probably, but I wish we could have seen it, and maybe, just maybe, we get the ball back and we got one more possession and try and make something happen. But that's it's not how it works. Not how it works. So, oh no.
Hey, what if they meet again, bro? That'd be crazy.
I'd love to see it.
I think it's highly unlikely. What are the chances of those same two teams getting back? That'd be nuts.
That would be nuts. And then, seating plays a big role in all of that.
We're live streaming that, right?
Oh, you already know. You already know. What? Absolutely. Yes. That'll be fantastic. Yeah. Let's see. This Saturday, Iowa State and Kansas State. That's the game from Ireland. Idaho State at UNLV. Fresno State at Kansas. Sam Houston State at Western Kentucky. Stanford at Hawaii. So, got some games. Definitely check out some of that. Yeah, definitely going to check out the game from Ireland. Looking forward to that. All right, let's go ahead, and it doesn't appear, we're going to get any calls on this one. So let's go right to the next topic. So this was interesting, man. This was a topic I know that you wanted to discuss. Why don't you lead off with this?
Which one is this one here?
Skip Steve.
Oh,
Skip's
yeah.
On Stephen A.
Yeah.
I thought was interesting.
Yeah. I don't know if we have the audio clip, but do you just want me to lead? You got the clip?
I have the clip.
Play the clip, bro.
All right. So Skip Bayless, we all know who Skip Bayless is. He was on Sage Steele's podcast, and they talked about a variety of things. And some of what they ended up talking about was his time on First Take with Stephen A. Smith. And I thought there were some very interesting nuggets, whatever you want to call them, that he brought up. So we got about 3.5 minutes here. Let's go ahead and listen to it, and then we'll come back and we'll discuss.
You can't teach chemistry. It's right. You just can't. And I was so blessed to have Stephen A. and Shannon. You cannot imagine, because it's hard to find that chemistry and that connection across the table on live TV. It's this because you sat in between it occasionally, and you're watching it from a distance, but also you could see it in operation up close. Where I prepped hard, Shannon prepped hard, Stephen A. not so much, but prep got in the way for him. And when Jamie Horowitz took over the show and we brought in Stephen A. full time, they would try to prep him, think about this. You need some ammunition, fight back with a couple of numbers. You don't need to stat them to death because that's boring. But occasionally there's one killer stat that I would usually have that he needed to figure out how to counter with what's the flip of that stat? What do you need to defeat it? And so they were trying to teach Stephen A. to fight fire with fire more than he would.
Real quick, I thought that was the first thing that he said there. That was very interesting when he said Stephen A. didn't prep that much, because we know Shannon really does his prep. This is what I don't get, right? You're on one of these shows. You're the star. You have researchers. They're digging up all the numbers and all the stats and all this stuff to give you. You have researchers. Why
what they say, Bruce? What these guys say? They say, I got to debate such and such about this topic today. Give me 2 things to add to my rebuttals, to add to my debate piece.
Right. Like, could you imagine, us just doing this show on this level, right? Could you imagine if we had researchers too? Like, just the fact that, we are familiar with the topics that we bring up, we discuss,
and we cook.
Topic we're going to do. Right. Imagine now if we had researchers adding into that. Like, that's disappointing for Skip to say that, Stephen A. not so much on the prep. I didn't like that at all.
That might be the most damning statement you can make about someone when you are questioning their dedication to their craft.
Yeah. And it's crazy because Stephen A. is, a high-level journalist, or he was a high-level print journalist. So
he's a fat cat, bro. He's a fat cat.
Yeah. All right, let's continue.
But he just fought fire with gift of gab, and it's just
and volume,
blessing and volume. But he's good. He can just talk and talk. And sometimes, if in the few times that he would go first, it was hard on him because you would just watch his brain working on live TV where he's just rambling for a while, and then you can see the eureka of, oh, wait, I got my point now. I got a point, and boom, boom, and I'm like, thank you. You finally got there. Now we can go, right? And yet I prepped hard, but I wasn't an actor. So as God is my witness.
Okay, 2 things. I don't think he's deliberately trying to take shots at Stephen A. here. I think he's just trying to be honest. about what went on as he saw it, one. And two, when he says, I wasn't trying to be an actor, do you think he's trying to say that Stephen A was trying to be an actor?
I mean, I think there's entertainment edge to Stephen A. Smith. I think he puts it on thick, bro.
I think so too. I think
I think he puts a lot. He really does put it on like, extra, and we could tell and we could feel it, sense it, see it. And you're like, bro, chill out. It's not even.
For sure. All right, let's continue.
I couldn't stand to watch myself back. I never watched. I don't know if you
That
did in your
surprises me
early
with
anchor
you.
days or you. I never watched it because I feared if I watched it back that I'd think, I should have rolled my eyes more there, or I should have raised my voice more. And now you're acting. You're actually, it's like you're trying to script it out. And the beauty of it was utterly unscripted. And sometimes we ran the show off the rails, obviously, because you do have to take these breaks. But more with Stephen A. than Shannon, it might go someplace that I certainly couldn't predict, but I was prepared to go anywhere he wants to go. And I would tell him, just let it fly, man. I'll be with you. And the beauty of those two partnerships is you have to trust each other beyond what you might even think, because you can't push each other over the cliff. And as I always said about from the early days of First Take, no punches pulled, but none thrown. You can't get to the point where you get mad and want to throw punches. Sometimes Shannon and I would get mad at each other. Sometimes Stephen A. and I would get mad. And I'd say, boy, you woke up on the wrong side of bed today. Because but his problem was in the early days of Twitter, and I don't know if he still does it, but he would just, in the breaks, he would just read his phone. I don't know. He just read the responses. And if he read one response that said, you just got your ass kicked, like on live national TV, then we'd come out of break and go into the next one, and he would be in this surly, foul mood. I'd say, what are you doing? It's not that big a deal. It's okay. Let it go. It's okay. I mean, I would say that to him on the air because it would be clear.
It was obvious.
Somebody had pushed his button, and it's always just one guy on Twitter. And I know I was a victim in the first year of Twitter. I would read my mentions, ats, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. The amount of influence that people on Twitter or his mentions would have on Stephen A. And one part, and then I'll let you go after this, Sneed. One part that I didn't have in this clip here that I thought was crazy when I listened to it was Skip saying that depending on the responses that he was getting on Twitter, that he might change his stance. He might flip his stance in his commentary after the break. And I'm like, really? Like that's... I don't have any respect for that. Like 1,000,001 people could say, oh, you a hater. You just hating on Bron, blah, blah, blah. Guess what I'm going to do? Dig in harder and dismantle every one of them. That's not going to make me change my stance, because if I know that I'm coming with truth and I got the evidence behind me, why would I change my stance? That disturbs me, and that lets me know that unfortunately it's more of a show than real sports talk, right? And like us, even on our small level, we try to be entertaining, but we try to keep it real sports talk too. Your thoughts?
Stephen A. Smith just got exposed by a friend.
Yeah, man.
For being insecure and unprepared.
Yeah.
So the guy who makes the most money doing what he's doing is really a fraud.
Yeah.
He's an actor. He panders. He rambles. He's inauthentic. He's not even great at what he does. Because the greatness would come from the respect of his contemporaries. They would say, this guy kept kicking my ass.
Right.
Stephen A. Smith ain't kicking nobody's ass. He gets people fired. He doesn't kick people's ass at what they do.
I just thought about something. This is why he and LeBron don't get along. They're the same guy.
Exactly. Did you watch my video recently?
Yes, I did. Did you say that?
Yes.
Okay.
They're the same guys. The skin is thin.
You did say that. That's
right. And they're insecure. And the camera's always rolling.
Yeah.
If it is or it isn't, they just think it is.
Right.
So what do? You never get the real.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a show because they think the camera's always rolling.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. And they're both extremely accomplished in their lane. They both make a ton of money in their lane.
Yes.
But they get called out and they don't have the respect of their peers. That is very interesting. Because when you were saying that, I was like, that's funny because it's kind of like Kobe's peers respect him more than the mainstream media does. But like, yeah, wow, that's crazy.
Nobody had smoke for Kobe until he passed.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, I was really. I'm not the biggest fan of Stephen A, but I try to give real writers, journalists, print guys the benefit of the doubt, right?
He was that at one point.
Yeah,
Bruce.
they know and understand what the journalistic tenets are.
It changed. It changed at some time around Max Kellerman era.
Yeah.
If you felt you had nothing to prove, meaning like you hear Stephen A talk about it all the time. I make a lot of money. That's your lead. That's your lead. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Wow. Yeah. That's man. Yeah. Very, very, very disappointing. But wow. And he just signed this mega deal not too long ago. But it's funny, now you're hearing more people who have less than flattering things to say about him. Interesting.
You know what's really ironic is Stephen A was talking about LeBron recently, and he was talking about how like he knows what he's done to people. He knows what he's done to other media people.
Yeah.
Do you know what Stephen A. Smith has done to media people?
I'm sure. I mean,
these are the same guys. One plays basketball, one talks basketball, fakes it.
Right.
You know, he was playing solitaire at the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
In a series that went 7 games, bro.
Try to come up with some, yeah.
A fake and a fraud, and he's getting exposed by Skip Bayless, who literally would be nowhere without those guys.
Right.
Who would he be without Stephen A? Who would he be with Shay? Like these, who would he be?
Right. I mean, Skip has written a few books. Like I think he wrote 3 books on the Cowboys that did well, obviously.
But he can't stand alone the way he did with those guys.
No. I mean, he was a quality, sports writer for a while, but
But you don't watch his pod? You don't listen to him for 10, 20 minutes?
I don't.
You'd lose your damn mind. I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, the reason he doesn't roll his eyes, the reason he doesn't smile and do facial expressions, remember he was talking about how he couldn't fake it? It's all the Botox, bro. His face is too stiff. Dude looks like Skeletor, bro. Pull up a picture of Skeletor. Check it out, bro.
Yo, you're a funny dude. I'm going to do that. I'm not. That's crazy. Wow.
You can't smile, bro. The face is too stiff, bro.
Have you seen, there's a guy on, I don't know if it's on Twitter or TikTok or whatever. He does impressions of Skip talking about the Cowboys, and he's so spot on. That guy's really
probably
good.
Funny. It's probably funny, bro. There's something about Cowboys, fanatics that just, it's good entertainment, bro.
Yeah, no, he does a perfect Skip. He's really good. Excuse me. All right. Woodage, Aikman hates Skip because Skip insinuated that Aikman was gay, I think, in one of his books.
Yeah.
So that would make me have very not great feelings towards someone as well.
Has anything ever been verified?
No,
Has
not
anything ever, like this guy, bro, like you to have like journalistic credentials, you gotta have it if you're gonna say it.
Say something like that, yeah. Excuse me, guys. All right. So let's go ahead and we'll open the lines up on that one. Again, link is pinned in the top of the chat. So anybody who wants to, we'll take a couple calls on that one. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it.
Man, there's a reason why people have moved platforms and they have gone to the independent content creator space.
Yeah, man.
And these other platforms, they don't want to deal with this stuff. Like
No.
nobody wants to sit there and consume this content and be like, this is the truth. I don't think so. I mean, you can't even really like basketball conversations with Stephen A. Smith have gotten really weak.
Yeah.
Basketball. This guy was Mr. Allen Iverson beat.
Yeah.
You know, this guy was
the further you get away from the beat, right? Like Rick Bucher is still, he's not on the beat anymore, but he still appears to be like knee deep in
sharp.
I don't get that feeling about Stephen A anymore.
Notice nobody comes after Rick Bucher. They don't want the smoke with Rick Bucher.
They don't want that. I think they know that Rick Bucher knows a lot. Yeah.
He knows everybody, and they have told him everything.
Yes. I've tried.
Remember when we were talking about Discovery? We were talking about like legal battles.
Yes.
Rick Bucher is Pandora's box.
Yeah.
Like the things, I mean, the worms that are coming, bro.
Let's just think, right? He covered the Golden State for years. Think about the stuff he knows about Draymond behind the scenes.
And how well does Rick Bucher explain and articulate and speak?
Yeah, he's really good.
Master.
Yeah. But
he will cook somebody in the most professional way possible, and you can't say nothing to him.
No. And he does it in a way too that's simple enough for anyone to understand, right? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the average newspaper is written on a level for a sixth grader to be able to read it. That's
probably
the standard. Yeah, that's the standard. And so, like Rick, obviously, to be a writer, you have to have a level of, you know, as you mentioned, articulation, eloquence. You know, you have to have an expansive vocabulary. And we know he's got all that, but he speaks in a way that it's very easy for people to understand. So, you know, really, Edward, you know what? You got it. I'm not gonna do this. All right. So we will. Oh, here we go. We got Wu-Tang Forever.
Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
You best protect your neck, son. Protect your neck.
That's a classic. Wu-Tang Forever. What's good? Who's this?
Yo. What's up, man? It's Brucey.
Bruce,
What up?
hey.
Good, man.
What's going on with y'all boys? Hey, man. Hold on. It's echo. Hold on. It's echo.
Got to close out that YouTube, bro.
Yeah,
keep the StreamYard going.
Oh man. Hello.
Yes.
What up?
Better. Hey man, shit. The truth coming to light about Stephen A, isn't it?
Yeah, just like it's coming to light about LeBron. Go ahead.
Why you throw LeBron shot at LeBron, bro? Hey, LeBron's away in Calabasas playing golf, minding his business, man. Bruce. Just had to throw a shot at LeBron. I hear you and Sneed here talking about Stephen A and LeBron all one and the same and all this. And, so basically, Skip called Stephen out for being a fraud, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I suppose you could look at it that way, yes.
Yeah, man. Hey, we been knew this. Hey, Stephen A think he bigger than some athletes out here. Stephen A actually think he's an NBA player, bro. He actually think he's one of the guys.
Winston-Salem, bro. Winston-Salem.
Winston-Salem State, yeah.
He really do though, y'all. Like, yeah. And it's surprising that Skip is the one who throwing him under the bus, huh? Yeah. Shit. Hey, and I hear y'all in here talk about y'all don't like Skip. Man, y'all don't like Skip?
Nope.
Come on,
Skip is
I don't like Skip. I think Skip's also a fake and a fraud.
Y'all talking about Skip. Listen, y'all got it messed up. Y'all talking about Skip wouldn't be nowhere without Shannon and Stephen A. Stephen A. and Shannon wouldn't be nowhere without Skip because Skip the one who pulled both of them in.
100%.
If you want to get technical.
I think both of them worked really well together.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things.
So, like, well, And we all knew this about Stephen A. He wanted to be an actor. That's what he always brag about him being on Got Light and all this, these daytime stories.
Yo.
Yeah, General Hospital. Yeah, he already knew that's what he wanted to be. And he's playing it out on the front of the whole world. It's no surprise, bro. I've been knew he was a fraud.
Are you aware, Bruce? Are you aware that Stephen A. Smith is looking to get into politics?
Yes, he talking about he will run for president.
What type of guy? What type of guy tries to cross over into politics? What kind of person do you have to be?
Listen,
it's not that. It's let me interrupt you real quick, Bruce. I don't think it's a function of him really wanting to do that, but I think he wants to spread his brand as wide as possible to make as much money as that's all I see.
Look,
go ahead, Bruce.
Listen, he all about the money. He make that very clear damn near every day. He'll tell you that on national television. That makes a lot of money. And man, I never did ever since he started switching up ever since that Max Kellerman thing, man. That's when he went downhill. He got too big for his britches. Then and I thank God the great T.O. called him out in front of the world. That was one of the most beautiful things in the world.
That was one of the most ignorant things in the world. But go ahead.
Oh, you don't agree with that? Huh? Oh, why you wouldn't agree with that, Bruce? Why you ain't like that?
All right, I'm gonna keep it brief here because I'm not going down that lane with you. But
we ain't gotta go. We ain't gotta go down the lane. Go ahead, man. We ain't gotta go down the lane. Go ahead.
It's very ignorant to make a comment like who is T.O. to measure some other black person's blackness? That is so stupid.
Could we see the fake shit every day, Bruce?
There is no arbiter of blackness. There is one black person is blacker than another. There is no standard for what black is. It's just dumb. And we've fallen into our own trap when we do
That's
that.
That's how you think, good, bro. We had a discussion many times. Okay, we ain't gonna go into all that. Because we'll be all here all night back and forth about that thing. Mm-hmm. And you might get flagged.
Yes. Yes.
So Skip calling out Stephen A. Hey. It's funny. Your once best guy calling you out, man, and he just telling them how it is. You know, he's on Twitter, and he wasn't really all about the money. So who cares about what Stephen A. going through? I know never liked that guy. And one second I liked him, but nah, man. He do a whole bunch of fake stuff, and it's coming to light, and I'm happy. I'm out of here, man.
All right, reminds me of somebody else. Hey, thanks for the call, man.
Hey, man. So go ahead, man. Leave LeBron alone. That man home playing golf, man. He gonna win the Masters one day. Alpha and the Omega, mega. You see, getting better and better every time he hit the golf course.
You heard what you said, Alpha and the Omega. Yeah, that's what we with on the low. But anyway,
all right, man. Go ahead, man. All right,
brother.
Yo, B Siegs in the third lane. He said beans on the mic.
Nino, what up, man?
Nino, what up?
I was just gonna listen to the rest of the show, but I've been told you, Bruce. How long you been doing this show? About 2 years now?
Yeah, a little minute. Yeah.
I told you who responsible for all the sports. Everything you don't like, Sneed don't like about sports. I told y'all who responsible for it. The media, and most important for the NBA, is that guy Skip and Stephen A. I heard you on your show break down more basketball in 2 years, like actually how a team lost and what you seen and dropping knowledge of basketball history than I seen they whole time on First Take. It's for hot takes, man. It's debate. That's why Bron them act the way they do. Because it's out. They had to now. Social media already a mess.
Right.
You don't gotta have no facts. You just everybody got an opinion, which that's cool. But this was prime TV, and these guys are looking for hot takes instead of analyzing the game. I don't think they can analyze it.
I think it just went. So it's hard for me, Nino, because obviously you know that I want to try and defend the media. Obviously, being to some extent a media member, even though I'm not technically working in a media capacity at this point, but being a trained journalist who's done it and all that, I want to have some idealism about it. But yeah, a lot of what you said is true, Nino. I can't front. And it's just tough, man, because we're at a point now where we're trying to balance between the factual and the entertainment aspect that Sneed was discussing. And I think so often these people end up leaning more towards the entertainment, because entertainment makes more money than facts, right? And that's what it is at the end of the day.
I agree. That's why I respect Skip though a little. I like Stephen A too, because I remember like Sneed was talking about when he first got on. First take when he was doing like sports and writing papers and stuff. He had this little column. But Skip said that, hey, we got a TV show, we got ratings. Skip always said that, like, hey, we got ratings, we gotta get people watching the show. So
but Nino, you heard what he said though.
What he
Skip and Stephen A were maxed out. Stephen A wasn't carrying his side. It was Shaq and Kobe. And it was like he wasn't doing enough. He wasn't carrying his half. Skip was prepared. Skip had this fire debate, and then Stephen A is pontificating and just rambling, and it wasn't landing the plane.
Right.
Bro, when somebody says you're arguing on volume, you talk too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you never shut up. Right. That's crazy.
I agree. But don't y'all think that y'all was watching for me. I know y'all probably had some great analysts. But y'all remember even Sports Center with Stuart Scott and what's the guy from football? He retired about 10 years ago, Bruce Sneed. What was that guy?
Rich Eisen?
Why was it might have been Rich Eisen?
What, you talking about a former player?
No, he wasn't a player. He just a football analyst type of guy. I can't think his name, but I think of it. Them guys was really breaking down what they seen that game. They didn't really have a Bosch Spice. Remember Skip used to do the Bosch Spice and Jalen Rose called him out like, hey, you talking about guys that made it and you stole 2 points. But now this the hypocritical side. Skip got mad at that. He called him water gun, pistol Pete.
Yeah. Water pistol Pete.
That Jalen Rose did that for all the players who never clapped back at Skip. That's what that was about.
He did.
So y'all, I've heard this from Bruce Sneed. I can't say certain things because I got journalistic responsibility. And these guys done made it in this field, and they don't even say that no more. They just do whatever.
They're so far removed,
right? And they're not technically working in the journalism field anymore. They're working in the entertainment and the media aspect. You know what I mean? So, that's the one thing I always say. We have to kind of draw that line between journalists and opinionists, right? Now, if you are an opinionist who at one point was a journalist, cool. But there are some who never were, but they're just opinionists. So there's a line, and most people don't know where that line is, so they just kind of do what they do. But yeah, it's definitely tough.
Bruce, do you know who what Joe Rogan's profession is? If you look up his job,
no,
he's a comedian.
Oh, there you go.
And you have people that will listen to his podcast and start changing their diet, their nutrition. They'll listen to his discussions on steroids. He's an expert. He starts talking about, COVID and cures. He's a comedian.
That's crazy.
Who is the source? You have to think about what someone is saying, but who they are.
Right.
All right. My last question for y'all. I'm going to let y'all go. If you got time to answer these.
Yeah,
do y'all think that this social media era, right, where everything now, I don't even feel bad for Bron because he got millions. I feel a little bad for these guys coming up where every move you make is gonna be highlighted. Do y'all think MJ could have balance just doing what he was doing and still made it off the social media? This era we live in now, like,
Okay,
what
so
he
this
had to adjust.
is interesting. Nino, I'm gonna let you go and I'm gonna answer your question offline.
All right.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. So to answer Nino's question, right? MJ has said on multiple occasions like how difficult it would be for him to be able to play now, right? Obviously, this is a dude who, as popular as he was, at one point he was right there in the world with Michael Jackson, which is insane, right? In terms of popularity. But he often said that he would have difficulty playing now. Just, he values his privacy a great deal, etc. But my thought on it is that if social media got out of hand with Michael Jordan, it would have been even worse because he would have took it out on the opposition. I truly believe that. Like, remember, this is a dude that literally used to make up stuff for a reason to go at somebody. So I can't imagine you always have a reason to go at somebody because of social media. Oh, he would have gone insane and destroyed the league even more. That's my thought. Sneak.
The wealthiest people in the world are not active on social media. The most successful people in the world have other people running their social media.
Yeah.
It's for promotion. It's for branding. It's to give people a false sense of connection to this person.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a storefront. You know what I'm saying? It says Mom's Diner, but they're selling AR-15s in the back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's this social media is it's what people are making it. If you lived on it, it will consume you and eat you alive. It will chew you up and spit you out.
Yeah.
If it doesn't exist in your world, I mean, it doesn't exist. It's a figment of the imagination.
Correct.
I mean, Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba, one of the wealthiest guys in the world, there's no social media. You won't find it.
Right. Touché. And realistically, I mean, that makes sense. Those guys don't have time for that. They can't be bothered with that. And to your point, somebody else is running that account for them. So yeah, I get it.
Oh,
but
this is a conversation about self-exposure, opportunities to slip. What you remember American Gangster? Remember for what Frank said, bro?
Yeah.
Remember what he said? That you bring attention to yourself. You're setting yourself up. It's foolish when you take attention. Remember what he did with the minks and he started going out.
Yeah, when he got caught wearing it, he was like, "Oh hell no!" But his wife was just trying to. But I get it. But think about it, right? And it's the same thing even with the Italian mobsters and whatnot. Which one got to die at home in his sleep? Carlo Gambino, because he stayed low. He wasn't loud. He wasn't obnoxious. He wasn't out there. He did his stuff and he stayed low. So yeah, I totally get it. Real quick, let me answer this for Autism Boy. Skip overrated as a media analyst. Oh, I don't think he is, but he has certain go-tos that he has used to really have a great level of success. Obviously, talk a great deal about the Cowboys, covered them extensively, loves them, wrote 3 books on them, knows Jerry personally, so on. So the Cowboys, and then of course, him talking about LeBron for all these years. So I don't think he's overrated as a media analyst, but he has certain go-tos that make people think that he's a one-trick pony, if you understand
and he's been really wrong trying to stick his neck out to be different. Like Johnny Manziel's going to wreck the league and be a bigger star than LeBron.
And
what?
Tebow. Yeah.
Like it wasn't even necessary. Why would you do that?
Yeah. Yeah. But I'll tell you though, it's been said by a number of people that when Skip says something, he really believes it. So
it's crazy to think that because there have been some things you're just like, how?
Like you can't believe that. Yeah. No doubt. All right, let's move right along to the next topic. And speaking of the Cowboys and America's team, Nate, man, Netflix just dropped let's start here. As a matter of fact, let's keep it in the present for a moment. Michael Parsons, Adam Schefter was he on Unsportsmanlike either yesterday morning or the day before, and they were asking him kind of like what were his thoughts on the current state of contract negotiations between Michael Parsons and the Cowboys, and he says they're nowhere because they're not even talking, and we may be able to anticipate a divorce, between the two. Now, here's the thing, though. Jerry and the Cowboys have said they don't anticipate trading him. They can franchise him twice, if need be. So, he's got to play at some point. But Michael Parsons is digging in his heels. He says he doesn't want to be there anymore. And he may possibly, he has requested a trade. And so
he's pushing the issue. He's forcing the issue.
Right. Yeah. And so this goes to the kind of thing where we talk about Jerry Jones and how he always drags out these freaking these contract signings, right? He did it with Trayvon Diggs. He did it with Dak Prescott. He did it with CeeDee Lamb. He drags it out to the last minute. Why? Because he loves all the attention that it brings his team. They talk about his team incessantly, right? Jerry is a marketing genius. Now, I bring all this up because Netflix has just dropped on Tuesday a new 8-part documentary on the Cowboys called America's Team, The Gambler and His Cowboys. And it highlights that run of Jerry Jones buying the Cowboys in, 1987 or 88, right around that time, for $150 million. And then him, in conjunction with Jerry Jones and Barry Switzer, turning them into the 3-time world champions in the 90s, culminating in their final Super Bowl in 1995. So outstanding documentary. It's 8 parts. I've gotten through 7 so far since Tuesday. Yeah, I mean, it'll hook you. Wow. It's really entertaining stuff. Talks about a lot of things and also lets me know that I was right in some of the things I've said in terms of why Jerry moves how he moves, right? And
it's always good to get the vindication, like the confirmation that you're right.
One of the things that stood out to me, if you remember a while back, we were talking, you were on the show, and we were saying how, Jerry is like Puff, right? All up in the video and all that. And I was saying part of that is the fact that he played on the national championship team with Arkansas in 1964 and with Jimmy Johnson as his teammate. And I think they were roommates as well. And part of that is that since then, he has missed not being one of the guys. And that's literally something that he says on this show, that he missed that feeling of being in there with the guys. And I think that has consistently informed his need to be in the locker room, in the limelight, be on the sideline, be one of the guys, even though he's an owner, right? He's the only owner that behaves this way. But I also believe he's the only owner who is on a former national championship team, right? So, I thought that was pretty cool to hear that, that he, kind of confirmed what my thought was in terms of his need to be there. Another thing I thought was really interesting, man, I learned a lot by watching this documentary as well as it being really entertaining. Another thing that really was interesting to me is that he didn't grow up wealthy. His dad had a grocery store, and him and his mom, I think, and his sister, they lived above the grocery store. And he was saying that his dad was big on marketing, right? And so his dad would have a bandstand in the middle of the grocery store, and he's selling meat and lettuce, but he would have like local talent competitions in the grocery store on the bandstand. Or sometimes he would have like local music acts perform because it would bring people to the store, to buy the groceries or whatever, right? So he learned about marketing. He said his mom and dad would dress him up in a bow tie and tell him to smile at all the pretty ladies that came in and, invite them into the store. So everything for him from the beginning has always been about a show, right? But here's the other thing. Jerry Jones is, what do we say, crazy like a fox? He did his master's thesis at the University of Arkansas on the role of marketing in football. So he knows what he's doing here from a business perspective, right? He did a master's thesis on this. So it's not like he's just, acting stupid because he knows stupidity is going to bring attention. Like he really, how long is a master's thesis generally? 50 to 80 pages, something like that. now at some schools you can take an extra course and not have to. I would have done that and not have to write the master's thesis. But that tells you that he did extensive research into marketing and football, and he understands this. So every day and every summer, when we're sitting here asking the questions, why does Jerry Jones act like this? Why does he always do this? Well, now we know. We know for sure, right? We had our assumptions before, but now we know for sure. And we can get a little more into it. But man, what are some of your thoughts on Jerry and how he moves and how he handles his team, et cetera, et cetera?
I mean, it all kind of lines up now. You notice he's always smiling for the cameras. He's always putting on a show. He doesn't always say what he means, and he doesn't always mean what he says. There's a lot of entertainment value. Sometimes it's a setup, right? He wants you to think a certain thing, but he's not really saying that, The fact that he gets up on a radio show right after a game, that's crazy to me.
It's crazy.
Because I mean, every owner in the league is behind the scenes, except for a few. And if you notice, those are the ones that get all the smoke from the media.
Yeah.
A guy like, in my opinion, I think the Browns owner is a terrible owner. And part of it is because he demands to be on stage, and the same thing with Jerry. He demands to be on stage. He himself is bigger than the team, which sounds crazy, but his personality reverberates through the franchise. Not many franchises, that's not apparent to the fan.
Right.
It's a very unusual construct to the media of each of these teams. Who knows the owner of, I don't know, I'll just pick a random team. Who knows the owner of I'm going to pick like a Midwest team, the Chicago Bears, right? Like, who's the owner? Nobody's going to be able to tell you.
Kasky. Matter of fact, she just died, so I don't know who took over.
There's no news on that. I didn't even know.
Right.
I didn't even know. Pick another random team. Like, who's the owner of the Texans? I don't know.
Cal McNair, I believe.
The only guys I know are Jimmy Haslam of the Browns, Jerry Jones of the Cowboys, and Robert Kraft of the New England Patriots. I remember the guy who owned the Commanders. What was his name? Snyder, yeah. All wrapped up in the controversy.
Is the guy who owns the Sixers. I can't remember his name.
But what I'm saying is there's controversy, there's problems, there's press, whether it's negative, positive. It's these guys that we know.
Right.
Because they made themselves bigger than the team.
I was about to say, you shouldn't know who the owner is.
No.
Just
unless they're known from something else before. Right? Like Usher was like a minority stakeholder in the Cavs while O'Brien was here. That's not a thing. It's not like a big thing, but like you might know that as a little tidbit, I mean, so like Jerry Buss, remember Dr. Buss? Like he walked a fine line. He was pretty big, the Lakers, Jerry Buss, like people know him, but you didn't know who owned the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody was talking about the owner of the Celtics. They were talking about Red Auerbach. They were talking about Larry Bird. They were talking about Robert Parrish. They were talking about Kevin McHale. Bill Russell. They were talking about the players.
Right.
But we talk about Jerry Jones more than Micah Parsons, and Micah Parsons goes to the Pro Bowl.
I think Jerry Jones wants it that way, though, and it's funny
100%.
because on the show, on this documentary, he literally says, I want to keep it a soap opera 24/7. So he tells you exactly what he wants. He tells you what his intention is. He tells you what are the roots of this behavior. He tells you that he went through the actual study of this. And you know what? We can say what we want to say, but he took this franchise from $150 million when he bought it to a valuation of what, 12.8 billion, almost 13. So imagine if the Cowboys ever went up for sale, which, he's probably like, over my dead body, probably from my cold dead hands. But if they ever went up for sale,
It would sound like that, bro. Straight up. It would.
I'm sure they could get $20 billion. I'm sure they could. So he's got it figured out. And if you watch this thing, he tells us, and it's crazy. Some of the stories, man.
You watch boxing a lot, Bruce. You know the sport. All right, so like, who's the A side in like? Let's just pick a team. Let's go Philadelphia Eagles. Who's the A side? Philadelphia Eagles, and who's the B side?
In terms of
just Philadelphia Eagles. Who is it? Who are they? Who's the face? Who's what?
Jalen Hurts or Saquon got to be the A side.
Players.
The
A side, the B side, are players. Okay.
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys. Who's the A side? Who's the B side?
Jimmy Johnson's A side. Not Jimmy Johnson. Jerry Jones. He's definitely the A side.
We could do this with every team and every and every organization that's across any sport, and do A side, B side, and you're like, functional, dysfunctional. Like
correct. Yeah, no, that is what this guy's about, man. That is what this guy's about. But clearly his methodology is working. If your methodology is to build the machine that prints cash that the Cowboys are, if your methodology is to constantly be in the limelight, but if your methodology is to win, then no.
Does Jerry Jones wear makeup?
Probably.
100%.
I think so.
100%. We have our solution to our problem. Now we understand everything.
If he wears makeup, that means he's in front of the camera too much.
Yes, sir.
That's exactly what that means. That is exactly what that means. But for all of this, think about this too. Can you imagine how much he was loving doing this documentary? Because he knows that with how popular the Cowboys are and what a mega brand they are, the most well-known brand in the world, I'm sure that this documentary is on Netflix globally, and I'm sure it's killing.
How much control did he have in the production and the writing?
It's a good question. You know what? Knowing Jerry, I'm sure he's a control freak, and I'm sure he said, listen, you put this on your network, trust me, the money is going to come rolling in. With that said, to use my star, you're going to let me have control. So, yeah, I'm sure he had a fair amount of control over the product. So, yeah. Man, yeah, I tell you what, though, like I said, the show is enlightening. The show is entertaining. Woodage, that is a great, fantastic analogy. Yes. Last Dance, Dallas Cowboys edition. Absolutely. Yeah, shout out Woodage for that. Yeah, that's a great analogy. That's exactly what this is. But, again, super entertaining, just learning different things. Yeah, really good. Michael Irvin, I was very impressed with how honest he was about some of his trials and tribulations.
He's a very honest person. He's a very honest,
very forthcoming.
But he's been in. It's too much of it's been in public. He can't hide anything.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
That's like Mike Tyson, bro. He always tells the truth because he said, "My life's out here."
Yeah, it's already out there. Yeah. So I didn't know that a Dallas police officer tried to put a hit on Michael Irvin.
Damn.
Yeah, because apparently Michael Irvin was drilling his estranged wife or whatever, and so he tried to put a hit on him.
Nasty work, bro.
Nasty work. A cop tried to put a hit on a football player, the star player for the damn Cowboys.
This is another problem. I mean, it's a societal issue, but who should that cop really be mad at?
We're not gonna go there. But I agree. But did you really think you were going to get away with putting a hit on Michael Irvin? No, really?
No.
One of the most popular and well-known athletes at the time, at the very least in America. You thought you were going to get away with that? I think he had to do like 6 years for that, which I don't even, a cop in jail, that's not a good look. So Crazy. But yeah,
Tell you
y'all
the nasty work, bro.
nasty work. But listen, y'all, when y'all get an opportunity, man, watch this.
I'm gonna watch
America's
it, Bruce.
The Gambler and His Cowboys. Really good documentary. Really entertaining stuff. So we're gonna open up. Before we do that, Sneed, did you have anything else, man? Before we open it up,
solid. Let's hear what the people have to say, man. Let's do this.
Yeah, man. All right, let's do it.
I talk too much, anyways, man. I'm turning into Jerry Jones, bro. I gotta cut it out, bro.
Oh man, the link is pinned in the top of the chat, y'all. We'll take a couple calls on this. You know what? What's her name? Miss DeRealist would have liked this topic.
Yeah,
she's a big
Cowboy fan.
Yeah. She gets down for the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, 150 million to 12.8 billion. A lot of damn bread.
Well, first of all, you said what year did he buy it?
Like 1988 or something like that.
Okay. So, and you said, okay, so how much is, you said 185 million?
150 million. He said he had to cobble all money together, yeah. He was making oil
today.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, you got to account for inflation and,
right.
You know. Let's see if I can get like a inflation conversion.
I got you. Let's see. Yeah, 12.8 billion is their recent valuation.
Based on average annual inflation rate of 2.70, it's equivalent to 390 million today.
Okay.
So he turned $390 million into $12.8 billion.
Yes.
That's what that would have been today. You know, because you lose context. You're like, oh, it was just 150 million. But, you know, like you have to compare apples to apples. So.
Right.
Wow, man. He made a lot of money.
He made a lot of
Remember,
money.
his revenues along the way are crazy. It's the Cowboys.
Yeah.
His annual revenues, his merchandise sales, ticket sales, every year, religiously. There's nothing like football where you could put out a bad product and you still sell.
Yeah, because and a big part of it too, though, it's not just that, but remember, what is this? Revenue sharing. So even the lousy teams, for the owners that don't want to spend and don't want to try to win, at least now they're bringing in about $350-400 million a year just for owning the team.
And this is why you don't really see owners bicker with each other.
No.
They don't bicker and go, but like they usually stand in solidarity. You know?
Yeah, they don't like Jimmy Haslam. The Deshaun Watson deal, they were like,
bro, listen, let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something about Jimmy Haslam. If I create an analogy.
Okay.
You ever seen when the dumpster, like the robotic arm thing is like dumping the trash from like the dumpster into the truck?
For sure.
You ever seen that juice, that liquid that's like leaking out?
Oh, juice, yes, that's disgusting.
Yes, Jimmy Haslam is garbage can juice, bro. He ate the garbage, bro. It's the juice that's been marinating at the bottom on a 90-degree day in the middle of New York City all day long, bro.
Yeah, it's the worst.
It's garbage can residue, bro. That's what Jimmy Haslam is. Bro, he ran all those scams with the Pilot Flying J gas station, stealing from those truckers.
Really? I didn't know about that.
Oh my God, come on, bro.
Yes, but I didn't know that he was doing dirty work.
He had a rewards program and he was taking all the points and money from those truckers. Bro, those are hardworking people, bro.
Wait, so they know this and no one did anything?
No, he got sued and then he reached a settlement and he gave them back all their money. But if he would have pulled it off, nobody would have said nothing. Okay, This is the equivalent of Brett Favre, what he did to the state of Mississippi.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Right? You're stealing from hardworking people.
Yeah.
Bro,
wow. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Pilot Flying J, sir, the truck stops. That's him. J is Jimmy Haslam. And you know what's crazy? His wife, Dee Haslam, is always all up in there too, bro. These football decisions, these football conversations, meetings. I'm telling, it's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I think his brother used to be the governor of Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably true.
Yes, I'm almost positive.
The scummier, the better, right? That's how this works. And then, you think about it, like he was a minority owner in the Steelers. Every time I see a Steelers fan, I always tell them, take your trash back. He was better with you guys as a minority owner. Get him out of here.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he's got a piece of the Bucks now too.
Oh God. Run. Yeah,
I think he's got a piece of the Bucks.
Bruh.
Crazy.
Run fast. Turn and run. Don't even look back. Just run.
Oh my gosh. Let's see.
That's how they got there, bro.
Yes, his brother Bill Haslam was former governor of Tennessee. Jeez.
Peyton Manning's like, nah, I think I'm good, Jimmy. I don't want to get involved. Nah, I'm good. Yeah, look up the pilot flying J scandal. Go ahead and do that when you get a moment. Yeah.
100 convenience stores with annual fuel sales about 125 million gallons. President and executive officer.
Yep. Jimmy and Dee Haslam. That's his wife, Dee.
Yep. Big D. Yep. Susan, Big D has Bagwell has.
You didn't know these things, huh?
I didn't know it was wild.
The gift that keeps on giving, the Cleveland Browns, bro. Seriously.
5-year fraud scheme. Company paid restitution to customers and offered to pay $92 million penalty pursuant to a criminal enforcement agreement. Crazy. All right, so
exactly as I told you, bro.
And these owners are something else. Okay, so we all learned something about Jimmy Haslam, aka Dumpster Juice. That's his new name. Oh my goodness! Wow, that is something. I didn't know he was foul like that. All right.
Yeah. But he wants to come out and say, "Hey, I didn't draft Shador."
Wow. All right, guys, let's take it to the final topic, and we'll take it to the NBA here, and we'll get a quick NBA topic in and talk about Shaquille O'Neal and greatness. And this was interesting, right? So, Sneed actually brought this topic up to me, and I didn't know about it. I'm like, okay, let me see what's going on. So, Shaq was on a podcast recently, and apparently he is annoyed by people getting on Luka for coming into the season out of shape. I guess it was, the topic was brought up. Obviously, Luka, theoretically should be in shape, but he may not be now that I think he damaged his knee over there in Eurobasket.
He got injured a couple of days ago, yeah.
Yeah, so, obviously he may have to stay off the knee for a while, and who knows how that's going to go. But, Shaq didn't like the commentary about Luka and being out of shape, and he had some interesting thoughts to share on that. And I was like, really, Shaq, is this I don't know if I liked it. And again, to that point, it's interesting because Shaq is, again, he knows marketing too. He's kind of all over the place. He's not a very consistent guy in his commentary, because if we remember him sitting down with Kobe before the mama's untimely passing, he did agree that he could have worked harder. And, when he was talking, and Kobe was like, it used to drive me crazy that you didn't come in shape. And he was like, well, I didn't have to. I had you. And Kobe was like, I knew it. But, he did agree that he should have worked harder and they probably could have won more. And I think I've heard him on some different things say that as well. But before we get into his comments, Sneed, kind of what are your thoughts on Shaq and what he could have been and why he's caping up for Luka when people get on Luka for not maximizing his physical conditioning?
He sees himself in Luka in that respect. There's that parody, if you will. You know, he sees a guy who is great and is achieving. You know, he's in MVP discussions some years. He's all NBA some years. You know, he's been to the finals. So he's saying, you know, here's a guy who produces. Everybody's questioning his conditioning, but he's producing. But I think where Shaq misses is that, first of all, Luka has not done what Shaq did. First of all, you know, let's just get that out of the way. And second of all, we're going to be talking about the greatest and most dominant players of all time. We're going to be talking about Shaq, who was taken out of games in crucial moments of games because of deficiencies, who came into seasons out of shape, and then at the end of the season lost in the finals. So we have reason to believe that had you have taken your career more seriously, there was more meat on the bones, and you left it out there. You know, so no, you're not going to get off talking about you're better than Wilt. We're not going to let you just say anything about other centers who worked harder than you but still achieved. Like Hakeem had you in a blender, and you admitted he taught you the most valuable lesson. By him kicking your ass in embarrassing fashion, it actually made you want to be better.
Yeah.
Like, I can respect that. Like, that's an important moment in his career. But you got swept because you were smelling yourself. Like, this has been a theme throughout your career. Like, maybe it's a good thing he didn't win so many MVPs. Maybe it's a good thing he didn't win more championships, because maybe he would have won 6. Maybe he would have won 7. Maybe they would have kept winning in LA. You know, people now can look back and say Kobe was validated for wanting him out of LA, for wanting to win without him. It was vindication, actually. And it was confirmed in 2009 and 2010. You know, and you're right about the consistency. In 06, he said Dwayne Wade was the greatest player in the world. Kobe was still in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had just won championships with Kobe. And everybody saw the writing on the wall, bro. In 2001, it was becoming clear that Kobe was going to be greater than Shaq. In 01, we could see it. Like, it was evident. It was going to happen eventually. And it happened. And Shaq played a lot of years achieving nothing. His greatest achievements happened while he was with Kobe.
Right.
His greatest achievements happened were when guys were at his level or better. So how dominant really was he? People say he was so physically dominant. Well, good for you. Physically dominant. Dikembe Mutombo was physically dominant. He was blocking shots at the rim for almost 20 years. You don't have to be physical to be dominant. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, I really do think Shaq underachieved, and I try not to disrespect him too much because he really was great. But you can't tell me he got everything he could out of his career. I do believe that Kobe almost did get everything out of his career. He almost did.
I think Kobe did.
I think there were a couple of things he could have did differently, but he almost did.
All right. So let's go ahead and listen to Shaq's comments here, and then we'll break that down a little bit.
So when you question somebody's work ethic, that's first team All NBA and averaging 28 points, I don't really understand that. I really don't. He's like they used to do the same thing to me. Oh, he comes into camp out of shape. Of course I did, because what's the criteria? You show me a guy that comes into camp in shape and has done more than me. You can't. I'll wait. All the years you said I was out of shape, who was averaging more than me? Who was shooting a higher field goal percentage? So all that stuff, and he lacks work ethic. Yeah, okay, that is to make you look good.
So let me interrupt this real quick. I think it's not a function of, well, yeah, it is. It's not to say that he's not doing well despite him not working as hard as we think he should. It's that you know that he can do better, right? Let's say you have a kid and your kid is smart and your kid is bringing home B pluses on the report card. And you say, okay, this is a good report card, but I need you to do better. Why? Because I know you can. I know there's more there. You're capable of doing more. So even though this is good or really good for most people, you aren't most people. You can do better. And I think that's what they're talking about in reference to Shaq back then and Luka now.
You are the only person I can ask this to, because you get it. What they're saying about Luka is what they said about you, where you go, I'm a Hall of Famer. I'm the most dominant player of all time. And they go, but Shaq, imagine what you could have done if you were in shape. That's what they're saying to Luka right now is they're going, let me just finish and then you answer. They're saying to Luka, sure, you're averaging 28, 30. Could you average 35? Like they're thinking, and how would you answer that? Because you're the only one that understands it.
Okay, you do certain things to get results. He's averaging 28. Is he first team All-NBA or not?
Yep.
So he would have averaged 35. He still would have been first team NBA. So that makes your complaint null and void, right? So and then like that really has nothing to do with it. And like you're like you're a family man. Our family sacrifice a lot, right? For 9 months, you miss play dates, you miss this, you miss that, you miss anniversaries, you miss a lot. So,
okay. Do you think, right? What was Shaq when he left Orlando? What he signed $120 million deal to go to the Lakers, something like that, right? Do you think that his family would trade that $120 million for play dates and birthdays and anniversaries? They got to stop this disingenuousness. Do the families sacrifice to some extent? Yes. But I guarantee you, most of those families say, yeah, we'll take that for this kind of dough.
But that stuff happened. It was just delayed till the summer.
Right. Because you can't tell me that he didn't do Christmas in the summer and he didn't do birthdays in the summer, regardless of whenever the birthdays were. Okay, Big Daddy Diesel gonna make it up to you. And they have the most amazing freaking time in the world, right? So
he had like 10 kids, didn't he?
I think he's got 6. But the point is, like, we gotta stop being, not we, but people gotta stop being disingenuous and saying stuff like, the family, they sacrifice a lot, they give up. Yeah, okay. Ask them if they would trade it. Come on, man. Disingenuous.
Listen, Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
People say he's the most dominant player in NBA history. True or false statement? They say that. People say that.
They say that, yeah.
Okay. The most dominant player in NBA history is 8th in points all time. 15th all time in rebounds. 8th all time in block shots. 23rd all time in games played. And averaged under 58% free throw for his career. How long are we going to allow this kind of thing to be said?
I think when people say that, they look at him at what they assume was his absolute peak. Like, so this is a guy who walks into the league in what I believe is the best big man era of all time. Walks into the league, 23.9 points, 13.9 rebounds, 3.9 blocks off the top of my head, if I'm right. I think I'm right on those numbers. That's walking into the league. And then when he got to his Edward, stop it. It is dream. But anyway, when he got to his absolute peak, that 3-peat run. Now, don't get me wrong. Obviously, those don't happen without Kobe. But the level that he was playing on, I don't know that we have seen anything more dominant than that. Now, the old timers will say Wilt. I didn't see Wilt, so I can't speak to that. But
yeah, but you can watch Wilt. There's film.
Yeah, but it looks different though.
But it was real.
Yes, it was real.
Like the dude was passing the ball like incredibly well. The dude was scoring the ball incredibly well. Like he did a lot of things that Shaq didn't do. He dominated the game more than Shaq did. Like Shaq was a dominant force offensively,
Mhm.
His defense was elite for a while, so defensively he dominated the game too.
Right.
But Wilt was that plus, it was a little bit more.
Mhm.
And I don't do the whole like the NBA was 8 teams and all that. Whose fault is that? What am I supposed to do with that?
Right.
But
Well,
like,
I look at it as the big man competition. When Wilt played, I don't think it was good. I don't know that it was quite as good as what Shaq dealt with, but that's my opinion. And that's also
okay,
my
well, Hakeem's 2-year run where he won the 2 finals and he was winning league MVPs and defensive players of the year and kicking every team's ass in the playoffs that had more than 50 wins, right? And sweeping Shaq, cooking the Magic, who had just beat the Bulls with MJ. I'm just saying these are all things that happened. There were guys that did dominant things and had dominant spans where things came together and they were just as dominant, if not more. I'm just saying he's not who he says he is because he was lazy, not because it's not an external factor. It's an internal factor. That was his fault. And now he's making excuses.
He's admitted that, though. He's admitted that previously. All right, let's continue with the clip.
That was my thing, especially after getting beat up. I'm not doing nothing for 30 days, but going to Universal, doing the family thing, boom, boom, boom. And I'll get ready when I get ready because in shape, out of shape, it's here. I'm killing everybody, right? And then, for me, it was also motivation. He's out of shape. He's out of shape. So now I got to work. And then by the time it's time to be right, All-Star game, which I was always right, and boom, bam. So, each individual has their own strategy. You talk about Sun Tzu. Nobody else did it like Sun Tzu. Nobody else did it like Napoleon. Nobody else did it like, Dwight C. Eisenhower. The great ones have their own strategies, and my strategy worked for me. You know how I know it worked? When you go to LSU, you see a statue. When you go to my high school, you see my jersey. When I look outside the Staples Center, you see my statue. I have 3 retired jerseys in 3 different arenas by doing it my way. So, the way of, you need to come in the shape, show me the criteria of who did it. Like it ain't really a lot of centers that has done more to me. I played with a guy that had 3% body fat. He never played. 3%. He was a He-Man doll. You take his shirt off, he's like, damn, I'm beautiful. But guess what? You ain't getting no minutes over me.
Bro, Shaq has such an
Napoleon?
unusual way at looking at it, bro.
Yeah.
It's
Dwight
just
C.
self-present.
Eisenhower.
It's like, where does that come from? We're talking about the same guy who said Yugoslavia is hyping it up when Yugoslavia had already been dismantled like 15, 20 years before that.
Right.
He just say anything. Shaq will say anything, bro.
He's interesting, man. He's interesting. Sun Tzu. I'm not sure what Sun Tzu, Napoleon, or Dwight D. Eisenhower had to do with his argument there. But
What was Dwight?
okay.
What was Eisenhower's middle initial?
D. He said Dwight C. Eisenhower.
Oh,
He said it very confidently too. I'm just saying. I'm not, I'm just, in all seriousness, I'm not really sure what those 3 historical personages have to do with Shaq's argument in this particular case. I don't know. I guess his argument is that everybody does
saying is outcomes, right?
Okay.
Outcomes. They got the results.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Yeah. I don't know. Shaq is hard to take on a lot of these basketball topics because he doesn't have any standardized thoughts on these things. He's kind of all over the place. This is a guy who says Steph Curry should be in the GOAT discussion, but then when he made his top 10 list, Steph Curry wasn't in it. So it's like, what are we doing? I don't know. Shaq is interesting. I mean, I love Shaq, he was an entertaining player. He's entertaining to watch and listen to on the show. He's a Muslim brother, so there's always love there.
He's one of the greatest NBA players of all time.
Yes, there's
Like
no question.
he belongs in people's all-time lists. But
Yeah,
when
he's a top
you
10 guy.
admit that you were lazy or you didn't
Mm-hmm,
prioritize your
mm-hmm,
fitness or conditioning, and then
mm-hmm.
you spend a large majority of your career out of shape, injured, missing games, and then you
Yeah.
admit that it costed you, you
Mm-hmm.
can't come back and talk about how your way worked.
No, you can't.
That
Well, I
doesn't
guess
make any sense.
he can say I got an MVP, I got 4 chips, I got 3 finals MVPs.
But you
And
also have to say that Steve Nash took 2 from you, or at least 1.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm not a big believer in all the MVP narratives. To me, it's a subjective award. Sometimes
Mm-hmm,
it's the best player in the NBA, and sometimes it's not.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But like, you're admitting things you're snitching on yourself that you cared a little bit less than you should have,
Right.
and you were just like, everything's gonna be all right. You
Yeah.
know, who leaves greatness to chance?
Not a clue. Not a clue. And again, just all you have to do is watch the sit down with Kobe, and you'll know that he acknowledges, yeah, I could have done better. I could have worked harder. I should have.
Why does he say that in front of Kobe, and then why does he say it differently in front of this guy?
And this is what I'm saying. It's so difficult to deal with Shaq because his commentary and his stance is so it's like he's always in quicksand because it's always changing. He's not solid on anything, and it's really weird to me. But I don't know. I really don't know.
And it looks like Nino's saying that I changed my criteria. I don't know what that's in regard to, but you can call me out, Nino. It's all good.
I was about to say, yeah, let's.
I wonder what it's about, like what he means by that. But
all right, click the link and tell us what that is.
yeah.
Let's go ahead. We'll take our last few calls of the night, and then we'll wrap it up.
Shaq is all-time great, bro. We're talking about only a few guys at his position that are better.
Mm-hmm.
Like objectively speaking, like there are a few guys who are better.
Mm-hmm.
Subjectively speaking, people will tell you he's the most dominant player ever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. He's a tough one. He's a tough one.
Yeah, he's a tough one. Edward, what you got, man?
Oh,
Don't say nothing crazy, man. Don't do it.
Yo, hey, wait a minute. Hey, man, look, I understand you got a son, but stop trying to son me, yo.
Nobody trying to sun you, man. Relax.
Man, you being a real poop putt. But
man, don't we don't poop up, man. I know how to clean my shoes.
But yo, man, so it's a lot to unpack here. It's a lot to Bruce, I hope you getting all right, man.
Man,
man, there you go. There you go. Ask for extra water. But anyway, so let me say this, man. So like, man, Shaq, I wouldn't say I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, but we all human. He had his little off the court issues going on, even though he was out there wilding, and stuff like that. I mean, it was footage out there showing that when they played when he was in the finals with the Miami Heat, he told D Wade, hey, you gonna have to take over. I'm not focused. I'm not in that mindset, taking over the game and all that. And that's when D Wade was taking over. So, he was going through his off the court issues with his family, his wife, and hey, that's what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? He was a wild boy. That he signed that contract when he said he was in Magic City. 100, you know what I'm saying? So he was doing his thing. Look at Bruce. I see you, Bruce. Wild boy. Look at you, boy.
Is that real life, bro? Is that confirmed? Like
put me in that, man.
What's confirmed, Steve? What you talking about?
The signed that thing there?
Yeah, he
that
said
place?
I watched it. It's a documentary. It's on Stars when they doing a series of Magic
When he
City.
signed it on a napkin or something? What was this?
I don't know. He said Jerry West sold him this contract, and stuff like that. And he said he was in Magic City. He said, hey, I'm gonna do it. He said it was also on TNT when they was on the show. He said he was doing that. But I mean, yeah, he his off the court issues, like, man, messing around and all that stuff, then you got. I'm not shaming or being sexist. Let me just say that here. This,
But he was busy off the court, bro. He was making music and albums and movies. Like he was
yeah,
all
he
up in other
he
stuff.
was doing all that, and you know what I'm saying. He his wife. And man, hey, I don't know, man. It cuts deep when a woman says she never loved you, but hey, that's mad crazy.
She said that, bro.
Man, dog. She said she was never in love with that man.
I think she's trying to hurt him.
Yeah,
based off of that. That sounds like deliberately trying to be hurtful.
Yeah.
Man, that hey yo, hey man, man. Let me pardon my French. Yeah. I'm pardon my French on
man.
that. Yeah, but he had that, and then like man, so with that being said, I mean, so do y'all think was that like player empowerment, the moves that he was doing, not taking it serious, not practicing, and now would you say that's player empowerment, Bruce Sneed?
No,
I don't think so. I think that's distraction.
At all. Yeah.
Okay, but we shame this era of basketball players not
Yo,
taking.
what are you talking about, man? We're not talking.
Okay. I'm just saying. It started also with AI too, but that's my favorite player.
Why are you always trying to turn everything into some battle
I'm not
in this era? What is that about?
No, it's about what I'm saying, sir, is about that this stuff happened before, but we shaming this era.
Yeah, it's been happening a long time. Absolutely. Carry on.
And then not only that, when now you brought up like we never seen the footage of. I mean, I saw clips of Wilt and Bill saying Shaq couldn't play in the '60s and all that.
Not what they said.
What did they say, sir? What did they say? Correct me like you like to do, bro. Come on, get yourself together. Pop your collar.
They were asked how they would play against him if they had to play against him. And both of those guys were elite track athletes, so they said they would run Shaq out. That's what they said. They didn't say he couldn't play back then.
That wouldn't have worked in Orlando. It would have worked in LA and on.
I think it probably still would have worked in Orlando, though. Will?
Maybe.
Think about it. Will,
sure. Yeah. Will, absolutely. Yeah.
And Mr. Russell was the track and field champion out in I guess at the time that was West Coast Conference. He when he graduated from college, he was the number 7 ranked high jumper in the world.
Man,
so I mean,
they were elite athletes.
Man, that's real, bro. Hey, that was killing those full-time workers. But anyway, we're gonna go somewhere. Bruce, come on, man.
You're not doing this, bro. You're not
I'm
doing
not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Do this with Edward all day, every day, man.
It's crazy.
I never said, what I'm saying. I just said they had full-time jobs, Bruce. I mean, what's wrong with that? What you think I'm trying to say?
The collegiate athletes had full-time jobs. The collegiate athletes that he was competing against had full-time jobs. That's what you're saying.
Exactly. I didn't say they was grocery store baggers or garbage men or firemen.
Edward, man, carry on.
Okay. But like I was saying, man, I mean, is he a top 10 center?
Who?
Shaq.
Shaq is a top 5 center.
Agreed.
Okay. But but I thought that, what I'm saying, does he, I don't know if he would, I wouldn't put him in that, him being as a GOAT of center. It's like that. I wouldn't put him there. But he was dominant, what I'm saying? He was very dominant, what I mean? And then, of course, somebody asked, I don't know why they asked that question about Hakeem and Shaq. Come on, man. That's Hakeem all day, every day. I would have said that. And I knew the answer to that before he even asked that question. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I saw old videos, man. I almost fell asleep when he played against the Spurs. But anyway, I'm going to let y'all, you know what I'm saying, go. You know what I mean? Hey, Bruce, I just gave your boy a compliment, man. He was killing the Spurs, bro. Hey, he was killing David Robinson. I showed you that, man. I mean,
you the king of backhanded compliments. Talking about, I just gave your boy props. I was about to fall asleep while I was watching it, though.
Man, I was tired. I was sleepy.
So next time, watch Dream when you awake. Don't be disrespectful.
Yeah, come on, bro. I want you off some caffeine, bro. I want you drinking coffee and sipping tea and off your 5-hour energies that you be taking before the weight room, bro.
Bro, I do not. Hey, I don't do that, man. I just stick to strictly cane protein, and I don't do those. I don't do coffee.
You don't do coffee before you lift weights?
No, I don't do coffee. No, absolutely not.
Oh, bro, I chug like 32 ounces of coffee before I lift weights.
Damn. Yeah, I
Man.
don't know what you doing.
Yeah, bro. You win there, but hey, you all natty though. That's all that matter. You know what I mean?
I'm not playing no games, bro. I need to last a long time, bro. I got a family.
Exactly.
Right.
But I'm gonna let other people get in, man. Salute to the panel, man. Make sure everybody hit the like and subscribe.
Hey, Ed.
Man. What's up, brother?
Water.
Hey, yo, man. I seen that you gave love to beans when you said, you know what I'm saying.
BC in the third lane.
Exactly, you know what I mean. But Bruce, man, I don't know what's wrong with Bruce,
man.
bro.
What is wrong with you, man? I don't have a problem with Beans. I'm just
Bruh.
saying this other dude's better than him.
Bro,
but
there's people that say that Beans was better than Jay-Z during that era, bro.
I wouldn't say all that.
He was.
I wouldn't say that.
He was.
No, I wouldn't. No, I'm not going.
People were saying that the bars hit harder, bro.
That is true.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. Then, so Sneed, let me ask you this: that song he put out, "Feeling in the
Last
Air." How do you
question,
feel
man.
about that? How you feel about that track?
That's a sick track, bro.
Thank you, bro. That's all I appreciate, man.
It ain't better than What a Thug About, but anyway.
That's a sick track too.
There you go.
All right, man.
With that, good call,
bro,
man.
the realest track was The Truth.
That was hard.
That was the realest ever, bro. When I heard that, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, how about this? That was in rotation in the Sneedmobile for like 3 summers, bro. You know what I'm saying? Remember the remix with Jaheim, bro? That was crazy.
I was me and Edward were talking about this yesterday. I know we digressing. Give us a second. Mac and Brad was my other one.
Mac and Brad with Face. Yep.
Gosh, yeah.
Bro, the way they were going back and forth to it.
Yes. All right, let's
how about the way the song fades at the end as Scarface is just spitting
he's still rhyming. Yeah, that was tough. Nino, what you got, man?
Nino, what up?
Distracted.
What up, man? All I want to know is,
yes, sir.
We got to keep the same. Do y'all believe in longevity when it comes to these debates, or we going strictly peak?
I like peak over longevity.
What's longevity
do too.
What's longevity though?
All right, now we going. See, this is where we're going with it. The GOATs. We're gonna go straight to the GOAT debate. Jordan, Bron, Kobe, Kareem. Kareem. They was great for a long, long time. So but if we just put in peak in, I think that brings a lot of more people to it. We gotta, cause Shaq I went back and watched it, and I've been hollering at Bruce, so he know he ain't lying. In 01, this is what I'm saying. We see these players play. AI was my favorite player. I went back to watch. She was out tripping. If you take Shaq off that team and let Kobe and AI go head up, they look closer than what the career gonna be. Longevity gonna put Kobe way above AI. But if we go AI's peak, he can be mentioned right there with them guys, but he didn't work. Even he said, like y'all said about Shaq, he didn't work. AI said he didn't work at all. I ain't even gonna say long enough. AI said he just showed up. But if you go to Kareem and Shaq, right? I watched the film. Kareem was way more potent than Shaq. But Shaq peaked. Go ahead. Shaq peaked when he gained the stuff that y'all talking about working out. When Shaq gained 40 pounds, looked like, and still had the same athleticism. I don't know how. That was his peak. He needed that extra weight. But there was no Kareem. So what do we do with that? There was no Patrick Ewing gone. So what? I'll be confused with all this stuff.
Hold on a second. Allen Iverson in 2000, 2001, right? That's his best season ever, right?
I'd say so.
He played 71 games. He played 42 minutes a game. Nobody's questioning how hard he played the game.
Right.
He averaged 31 a game. We have other players averaging more than that for a season. I'm just saying. He averaged just under 4 rebounds a game. He was a guard, so he wasn't really rebounding the ball.
Right.
he only averaged 4.5 assists a game. I mean, for his position, whether he's a point guard or shooting guard, doesn't matter. 4.5 is not earth-shattering on any standard. He was scoring the ball. That was his thing. His defense was good that season. He had 2.5 steals a game. He shot 42% from the field as a small guy, taking a lot of challenged, long-range shots. 32% from three. They didn't really shoot a lot of threes back then.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't a prolific three-point shooter anyway. And he averaged like 3 turnovers a game. He was an NBA scoring champion. He was a steals leader.
Mm-hmm.
He was an all-star. Obviously, he was an MVP.
Mm-hmm.
He got the one game against the Lakers. They had a good playoff run, but they ended up coming up short to a better team, obviously.
Yeah.
I can think of so many better seasons than his. It's unbelievable.
No,
As
not
good
better
as that
seasons,
season was,
better players.
but you
Which
just
the
told me that
seasons
was
go hand in
peak.
hand, though. Yeah, that was his peak. But I'm saying, okay, Kobe's right there, and he was like, they was debating.
Hold on, you got
just
better
said,
seasons in and around that same year, like 2 years before, 2 years after.
from who?
Shaq.
From Shaq?
Yes.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, what I'm debating is, now Shaq is hands down, them 3 years there to me. I'm saying take Shaq off, and we go Kobe, right? When we debate Kobe. AI didn't work, but that was his peak. And after that, his age, he started slowing down, so his peak wasn't as long. But if we take that season for AI,
His peak also wasn't that high.
I don't know about that, Sneed. That was the '01 now. This the basketball y'all like to talk about. That wasn't no 130 point a game basketball now. That was, man, who he was playing with.
We got guys having better seasons in and around that same year.
Besides Shaq,
No, I mean, we could look at each year. I mean, name your players from those years that were of the Iverson ilk. You know, you got your, I mean, we could compare the seasons.
he make up there too. But that's what I'm saying though with the peak. But I want you to focus on what we saying, Froys. If you take one player, okay, Jokic, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got a late start. But if
What
we
do you
take in
mean?
the last 3 years,
What do you mean late
like,
start?
He talking about how long it took
I mean,
Jokic to reach the level he's playing at now. Kind of like Giannis. It took time.
What do you mean?
yeah, like
If a
saying,
guy plays 4 years at college and comes into the league destroying it because he's refined, he's going to start killing the league right away. Like
Kobe come out of
KG,
high school though.
and how he couldn't even get in the game.
No, that was his coach. Now I went back
Yeah,
and
that
watched
was-
these
I'm
things.
with you, but I'm just talking about there's things that happen in careers, and it happens for a reason. Like Kobe, it was Del Harris,
Right.
but
Nino,
as soon
I
as
need you to land the plane, bro. I need you to land the plane. We got some more waiting to get on, man.
Oh, I just want. I'm waiting on y'all to answer to see. Like I'm just. You can take me off. I just want to know where is it? Where's that line? Like MJ when he stepped in his rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
To me, he was the best in the league. I know Bird and them beat him. But when Bird say he got the sneakers, that tell me you know this man better than you.
Yeah, he was up there. He
So
definitely
where
was.
you're
y'all, I
taking
just want to
MJ
know
his
where
rookie
y'all
year
at
over
from
Larry
peak.
Bird, those were
I
Larry
am.
Bird's best seasons.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am. But I'm going, man. I'm taking MJ.
All right,
Thanks,
Nino.
Nino.
Appreciate the call, brother.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Bro, Larry Bird was winning chips and MVPs in 84 to 86.
3 straight MVPs.
Who was saying that he was better than Bird?
Hey, how's it going, Sneed?
What
What's
up, Nathan?
So I have a hot take. I think Shaq is actually not as good as my GOAT, Karl Malone.
Huh?
I think
You're
Karl
what?
Malone, my GOAT, Karl Malone. I think he's the greatest NBA player of all time. No one compares to him, honestly.
Wait. Let me stop you, Nathan.
No way. He's trolling, bro. This
What
is
do you?
First
What do
time.
you? I'm not trolling.
This is the
All right,
first
go ahead,
time.
That's the
Nathan. Go ahead.
mailman.
Dude,
That's
hold
the
on, hold on,
fucking
hold on.
mailman.
Go ahead,
Karl
Nathan.
Malone.
Go ahead.
So I think Karl Malone is the greatest player because he's just the mailman, you know, the GOAT, the best player without a ring. John Stockton was nothing without him. So
I
Well,
think
maybe
he's the
he was
best.
nothing without John Stockton.
No, not at all. Karl Malone, if you put him on any of Shaq's teams, he is winning triple the rings easily.
Wow. Wow, man. I've never heard this kind of a take. It is a hot take, Nathan. You're right. That is a hot take, sir.
Yeah, I mean,
That is.
Wait, Nathan. Okay, I'm sorry. This is the first time you and I have talked. I want to make sure I got this correct.
Okay.
You're telling me you believe that Karl Malone is the greatest player of all time.
He said it's his goat.
Yes. The best.
Is that your favorite player? Or
No, he's not even my favorite player. Like, he's a little bit weird off the court, but I think his greatness on the court is undeniable. He is so good.
His greatness on the court is undeniable. Yes.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
The greatest
LBJ couldn't do anything the mailman could do. He wouldn't even do that good in the era, to be honest.
Okay, I'm with you on that.
No, we're not doing that. No, Bruce. No.
But like, I can't lie. Like, I think MJ would be a plumber in this era too. I don't know if you're an MJ guy. Like, MJ couldn't even wipe the shoes of like Lonnie Walker the fourth. Like, he couldn't.
See, this is how I know you're trolling, Nathan.
I'm
Thanks
not
for
trolling.
the call, bro. Thanks for the call, bro.
How am I trolling?
I don't believe this, bro. I'm sorry, man.
I'm a real hooper. Like,
Karl Malone
you guys
was a
haven't
great
played.
player.
You probably haven't really played basketball like that.
Wow, man. Wow, Nathan. Wow.
I think Karl Malone was also a great player off the court. I mean, what he did, it was just amazing. I love Karl Malone. I love Kobe Bean. Allegations rule. Yes.
I already told you it was a troll. I already told you. I knew it. Once he started doing that thing with Karl Malone, I knew it was a troll, bro. I knew it. Bruce. It was just a troll.
Okay. Okay. Barbecue chicken. I saw. Whoa. Barbecue. Huh. Okay. Barbecue chicken. That's. I thought I saw that. Click back in.
Be ready to pull the plug quick on these. Bruce.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you got about another minute or two, and then we'll go ahead and end the call because end the show. I think maybe call like that should be the end of the show. I don't know.
Bro, I mean, it's 10:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think some of these guys should probably be asleep, getting ready for school.
Yeah, I'm about to go get a lift after this, and then.
You feel good enough, Bruce?
Yeah,
you getting there? Yeah,
I'm getting back into. Yeah.
Remember the first thing you're gonna notice is gonna be the capacity. It ain't gonna be like, you know.
Yeah, yo, I was so sore. Oh my gosh, because I ain't worked out in like a month. I was so sore.
I've always been like really into lifting, playing hoops, running, jogging, sprints on the hill, like big into fitness. I got the flu really bad one year, one season.
Mm-hmm.
It set me back for like 3 weeks, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like it really impacted like the lung function, the capacity, the lifting. I mean, it took me weeks to get better, you know, and get back to what I was, you know.
Well, you know, I was on the vacay for 2 weeks, and then after that, you know.
So what, it hit you as soon as you got home?
Recover. So apparently, I think, like, hold on, Edward, I got you. So real quick, it was like I left here, it's like 95 degrees. Land in England, it's like 72 degrees. So immediate temperature shock. And I'm pretty sure I picked up something like right around that time. So like I'm coughing pretty much the whole time we're on vacay. And I didn't like get any meds or anything for like a week. So that I thought it was just, you know, it'll pass, whatever. And I think that kind of allowed it to incubate in my system or whatever. And then I get back and I'm like hacking up a lung, and my wife is like, you need to go to the doctor. I'm like, nah, I'm good. So I went to the doctor. Like, yeah,
I'm good. No, you ain't.
You know how that goes. You know, they're like, yeah, pneumonia. I'm like, oh, great. Okay. All right.
So was it was keeping you awake too? It was like hard to sleep probably.
Yeah, I was coughing like crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I was waking up in the middle of the night, like, because, you know, it's on your chest.
Yeah.
So you're trying to get the mucus off of your chest, and I'm like in the bathroom, like half dead in there. Yeah, it's crazy. Edward, what up, man? What you got?
Eddie, what up?
What up, y'all? Hey, yo, man, Bruce. It was don't take nothing like that person said serious, B. Come on, man. I saw the look. I really thought your face froze. You know, your camera and all that frozen, man. You know, I wouldn't say something like that. You know me.
Look, people say weird things, man. You never can tell.
I know, but we at a time now in our lives, bro. Well, I'm not there where y'all guys at, but what I'm saying is that I'm getting to the point now. Get off my lawn type. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say that. Now, when Karl Malone was a great player, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna disrespect. You know his off the court stuff. Yo, that I'm not even gonna get into all that. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
have
saying?
some different thoughts on that, but this is not the place.
No, that's absolutely not the place. You know, then plus back then, you know, that's down south, like real down south. He's from Louisiana, so
Utah, bro. Utah.
you know what I'm saying? So then, man, golly, bro, that man must have been like 12 or 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. But anyway, man, I mean, like, I ain't catch all of it. You know what I'm saying? I just heard that part, but man, Bruce, don't let
that's
this, don't, that was very mad crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but
Definitely
yeah.
messed me up.
Yeah, that's all good. Man, when the next show coming out? What, the Sunday or
Yeah,
Thursday? Sunday.
Sunday.
Okay.
I might have some between now and then, though.
Okay. College football start this weekend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. I know you be doing your little. You're not doing the little wrap ups or nothing like that on the college games.
Oh no, college. No, I talked to my guy. We're gonna be back with it this year, definitely.
For sure.
Looking forward to that, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we do it.
Okay, so I got a Notre Dame fan and I got a Buckeye fan.
No Memphis fans here. No Tennessee fans either. Get out of here.
Yo, I'm not. Hey, it's cool. I'm not hurt by that. My feces are not hurting. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting on. I do the college basketball. You know, penny all day. You know what I mean?
I don't do college basketball actually.
I used to like it more when I was younger, bro. I used to follow it a lot. Yeah.
It's so hard to follow now because the teams are so
nobody stays
every year. Exactly.
Nobody stays.
Exactly.
So with that being said, do y'all think y'all blame that on the NIL and kids don't?
There's nothing to blame, bro. It's just they're going to get their money, bro. There's no blame.
It's just
but I can't invest into a team or a league where everything changes every year.
But ain't college football doing the same thing too? You got kids jumping in and out of the portal.
Yeah, but I see them every year.
That's true.
Jeremiah Smith is here, sir.
That's true. See
you on Sundays.
That's real, man. But I'm gonna let y'all get on out of here, man. I know it's late on y'all side of the town and everything like that, man. But hey, water, man. But Face
water
killed that track. Face killed that track, and I'm gonna go.
You always be trying to say something on the way out, man.
No, Bruce, you think Face didn't kill that track?
He did kill it, but Beans was a little better. That's all.
Man, that's that East Coast bias. All right, man.
Okay, that's your South bias, man. Get out of here, man. All right, y'all. We are gonna wrap it up right there. See how the Format Podcast does, man. This show can go anywhere. It's crazy. Oh my goodness. But we appreciate y'all being here tonight, man. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share the show, share the channel, man. We appreciate y'all. Sneed, thank you once more, man. I appreciate you being here, man.
Good to be here, man. Thank you.
No doubt. Y'all have a good night, and we will see you next time, and we out. Peace.